Stardew Valley is one of my favorite games of all time, so I wanted to make a really beefy video about it. I've seen all of these other creators make videos about achieving perfection in the game, so I wanted to join them, and that's what this is. If you like the video, subscribe, and comment what you like about it. Okay, enjoy the video. I open up the game to a beautiful title screen and create my character. I lovingly name him Butterboy because it feels right. We're on Bread Farm and my favorite thing is chocolate milk. I customize my character until I'm happy with his outfit, and we finally begin our journey. Grandpa, what's wrong? My dying grandpa hands me an envelope, but he tells me not to open it yet. 20 years go by, and I'm at work at a place called Joja. What kind of place is this? I realize now's the time to open the envelope. And my grandpa left a farm for me. Why did he have me wait so long to open this if it's a farm? Oh, this is why. This looks really bad. I'm being shown the place by this woman named Robin, and I'm introduced to my new home. The mayor, Lewis, is here. Hello. Damn, it must be a tiny town if the mayor is here to welcome me. And I finally wake up the 1st of spring to start my journey as a farmer. There is lots of work to do on Bread Farm. You've seen the link of the video. After clearing out some land, I place down all my new parsnip seeds, and I get to watering them. Look at how big my farm is. Up here in the top left, my grandpa left a note for me. I have to wait 3 years to hear from him, so I venture out to explore the valley. The very first thing I want to do is meet as many people as possible. I meet Vincent, the son of Jody. I meet Penny reading under a tree. Harvey, the local doctor. I open up the calendar, and this is cool. Everyone has birthdays, just like real life. I meet Gus, Marnie, Pierre. Take a look at the shop, and I choose to buy some beans, cauliflower, and potato seeds. I keep meeting people like Abigail, Alex, George, Evelyn, Pam, Clint. How many people can be in this valley? After meeting Emily, I take a look at who I haven't met yet, and it's about 10 people. Caroline, Maru, Leah, Demetrius, Sebastian, Linus, Sam, Haley, Jas. I drop into the saloon to take a look at what's going on, and I lock eyes with this total stud, Shane. He's kind of mean, but I think we can make something work. Something to note is that many of the townsfolk in the valley are marriage candidates, so we have to keep an eye on that and choose one if we plan on reaching perfection, which we do. You knew that, I told you that already. I plant my new seeds, and I use my remaining energy to chop down trees and build a chest, ending my first day at around 12:30. I'm already really tired of watering these plants. I'm gonna have to get used to it. I immediately run into Shane, the hot guy from the bar, and he keeps playing hard to get, which is fine. I meet the town fisherman Willie, who gives us a fishing pole. This is my absolute favorite function in the game. You catch a fish, and you gotta keep the fish in this tiny green bar, and sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it's harder. Look at the amount of fish that we have to catch, not to mention the artifacts we have to collect, the minerals we have to collect, the recipes we have to cook, the achievements we have to get. I can't wait to do all of this. I catch my first ever sardine, I get my first ever treasure chest while fishing. I got coal, that's nice. I don't have that much inventory space right now, so I unload all of my items except for my fishing rod, and I lock back in. I caught my first chub, sunfish, and bream. I quickly catch my first smallmouth bass, and I get my first achievement, the fisherman. 10 fish, hell yeah. I put everything away, and overnight get level 1 and level 2 fishing. The next day I spent some time foraging, and I immediately upgrade to foraging level 2. That's what those words mean on the bottom left. I got a leek, daffodil, mussels, a clam, and I fished up some seaweed. These are all things that are very important way down the line, but I'm taking it seriously now because I know where I'm headed. I head over to the saloon and I check out the shop. There's lots of recipes here that we will also eventually need, but that's not a now problem. I obtained my first horseradish and I talk to Linus, which reminds me that I haven't met everyone in the valley yet. There's this long-haired guy and this wizard-looking guy. I head down to the fisherman shop and I change my bobber to the pink one. I catch a flounder and I try wooing Shane over with the daffodil, which he shoots down immediately. I'll get you one day, Shane. I catch a shad, I catch a catfish, and I harvest some spring onions here in the wild. Overnight, I get level 1 foraging and level 3 fishing. We are rolling. I'm absolutely honing in on fishing here, quickly leveling up again. That's level 4. I'm getting lots of valuables from the treasure chests too. This is pretty early to have gold. I accidentally exhaust myself while watering the last of my crops. I wake up to Clint at my door, and he gives me the blueprints to craft a furnace. And all my parsnips are ready. Hell yeah. So grab all those and immediately start fishing again. I can't be stopped. This chest gives me 3 geodes. That's huge. This one gives me a diamond and coal. That's also huge. I sell most of my parsnips to Pierre directly so I can buy more seeds. I plant those down and I put everything away when Lewis finally shows me the project he wants me to take on. This is the community center. This looks horrible. There are these weird cryptic scrolls inside that I can't understand, but apparently he wants me to renovate all of this. I take the rest of the day to clear out my farm some, and overnight reach level 1 farming and level 5 fishing, where I get 2 choices to upgrade the skill. I choose to make fish worth more. I get a weird letter from the wizard, you can tell from the weird paper, and I finally go to meet him. Hi Shane, how you doing? After talking to the wizard, he teaches me how to understand this cryptic language, and I get to see there are bundles here for me to submit certain items for unlocking these rooms in the community center. I came prepared and I immediately complete the spring foraging bundle. Doing so unlocks 2 different rooms of the community center. Speaking of unlocking, the mine is open. Marlin, the leader of the Adventurers Guild, gives me a sword and allows me to start spelunking through the mines. I get copper, I slay monsters, I upgrade my mining level. I reach level 9 before I have to leave because I have no energy left. I submit some of my saved fish into the community center. These are all divided into where you can fish them and by what season, so we'll be working on this for a pretty long time. In the middle of town, there's a help wanted request for 4 sardine. I can do that. On the way home, I get my first ever artifact, the ancient drum. I have to donate this to the museum when I can. I plant all my new spring seeds, I sell everything I can, and I go to sleep. My bag is so up, you guys, I can't believe it. My potatoes are ready, I water everything, which takes forever, and I take the day to gather some wood, and then go to Robin's to build a coop. She's also got a bunch of recipes that are going to be very important for what we do later. I don't have that much energy lying around, so I just kind of walk around all day, gifting people gifts when I can, and I finally meet Elliot, who was last on the list of people to meet. I enter Jojamart and meet Morris. He offers me a membership for 5,000 gold, and he'll turn the community center into a Joja warehouse. I'm not gonna do that. I got level 3 foraging overnight, farm first thing in the morning, and I hit the mines to see how far I can get down there. Marlin gave me a quest to kill a few slimes, so I do that, and I reach level 10, which grants me the leather boots. I've always really enjoyed the combat side of this game, except for when things like this happen. That's not even the worst of it. It only gets worse, I promise. Look at all this copper. I kill a rock crab, and it dropped a crab for me, which has never happened to me in this game. I reach level 15 before I leave. I catch my first carp, my least favorite fish in the game, and I go into the Adventurers Guild. These are my monster eradication goals. I have to kill a certain number of every mob in the game. Looks like a lot. I walk outside and I catch a largemouth bass, getting my second achievement, Mother Catch, for catching 100 total fish. I donate what I can to the community center, and I'm making good work on getting all this copper smelted. More parsnip action on the 9th, and I managed to give Shane the first gift he's ever thanked me for. We're in. I sell all these parsnips directly to Pierre, and I upgrade my backpack to now have double the capacity. You know what that means. It's mine time. On level 20, I get a sword upgrade. I'm getting gems you haven't even heard of. Aquamarine, you've probably heard of that. I place a cherry bomb on the entrance of the cave here, and I meet the dwarf, who I cannot understand. I plant some carrots, I give Pierre some seaweed for a quest, and I wake up to Marty at my door with a cat. Hello. I obviously name him Oliver, because that's my cat in real life, and we carry on. I finally enter the empty museum and start donating the items that I can, which grants me 9 cauliflower. That's cool. I go to Marnie's to buy a chicken for my coop, and I name it Natalie. I sell everything because my bag is not up at all. I go to pet Natalie, but she's trying to sleep, and I go to sleep myself. I hit the mines again the next day, and I reach level 40, which gives me a slingshot. I will use this once the entire playthrough. The next day, I level up my farming again with some carrots, and tomorrow's the egg festival. That's fun. I sell lots of gems to Clint directly, and I have him upgrade my pickaxe. I then spend all day long fishing and the rest of my energy clearing out trees on the farm. Level 2 farming, level 6 fishing. Huge. Pretty big harvesting moment the next day. I sell most of it, and Natalie's all grown up. Hi Natalie. She laid me an egg. That's awesome. I go and check out this egg festival. I look at the shop but don't buy anything, and then take part in the egg race, and I absolutely destroy everybody else, which grants me a straw hat, the first hat of the playthrough. Level 4 foraging overnight, huge again. My green bean is ready, along with my copper pickaxe. I give Shane an egg, which he loves, and I found Robin's lost axe in the corner of the woods. I buy a bunch more parsnips. You guys have never seen me more locked in. I dig up a lost book, which I don't pay attention to, and I get my copper pickaxe back from Clint before asking him to upgrade my axe as well. I dig up another artifact, the rusty cog, and I return Robin's lost axe to her. We hit the mines again, you know how it is. Here I get my first ever book, the Monster Compendium, which makes it possible for monsters to drop double loot. That's huge. Level 50 grants me the Tundra boots. So I go home and I plant my new parsnips, and then I watch an episode of The Queen of Sauce, which teaches me recipes every Sunday. I have to make sure I'm doing this all the time. Level 2 combat, level 3 mining. I hit the mines again the next day, and I get a forest sword with a slime slayer enchantment on it. Okay. All this mining helps me reach level 4, and my bag gets insanely up overnight. All my potatoes are done, my first cauliflower's done, and I take a look at my progress so far on shipping stuff, my artifacts, and my fish. I get chained to 1 heart of friendship, and my copper axe is finally ready at Clint's. I open the calendar and I realize that I've missed 3 birthdays. That's not good. With my new axe, I'm able to finally take down these big logs for hardwood. This is going to be really big for us. I use most of my energy, so I eat some salmon berries, and I hit the mine again. These icy floors I think are my favorite. I like the dust sprites. They're easy to kill and fun to watch bounce around. Level 70 gets me the master slingshot, which again, I'm not going to use. And the next day, a single bean upgrades my farming level. That's how it is sometimes. Thanks for the egg, Natalie. Hi, Oliver. How you doing? I take all I've been holding on to, and I donate everything I can to the community center. I got me a charcoal kiln for this one, and I unlock the boiler room. This is the easiest room to do. 1 of each ingot, easy. I get a furnace, thanks. I unlock the bulletin board. I donate bat wings and a solar essence. I get a small magnet ring, and I unlock the vault room. I take a quick look at what I have to donate for everything else. It's kind of daunting right now, so I head to Clint's to break open some geodes, and I donate everything I get to the museum. I take some more time in the mines. I'm trying to reach level 120, that's the bottom. Level 80 gives me the firewalker boots and starts the magma levels. I guess they're called that. I call them that. With every new theme, there are new mobs around, as well as different items that you're able to get. I call it quits at 84 because I have no health nor energy, and I go to sleep. Level 3 farming overnight, and level 4 combat. We're making moves. Thank God it's raining. I hate watering my plants. All my parsnips are ready. I take those up. I donate things to the museum. I sell things to Clint directly. I get the greenhorn achievement for 15,000 gold, and I ask him to upgrade my pickaxe to steel. So now that I have no money, I donate more to the community center, including 5 golden parsnips, which is one of the most annoying bundles. Look at this. And Vincent and Jazz are playing around this gutter. Gunther, the museum clerk, has the key to it. I choose to do some fishing to get my bag up again. I'm not really getting anything new, but at least this stuff will be worth some money. I get a crazy chest with 2 geodes, 4 rice shoots, a diamond, and 5 deluxe bait. Okay. And while fishing in the ocean, I catch my first eel, which I thought would be a harder catch. I sell most of it and I get most of my money back. That's what I'm talking about. I level up my foraging on one of these big logs. I'm breaking these basically every day because I'm gonna need hardwood for so much later. I bring Jody a cauliflower as part of a quest. This is a good way to get friendship points. And I check and see tomorrow is Shane's birthday. What am I gonna get him? I bring Robin a red mushroom as part of a quest, and I get a prize ticket. And Lewis introduces me to the prize machine. By doing quests, you get tickets that you can exchange for cool items such as carrot seeds. On the beach, I dig up 2 books at once, one of which upgrades my defense permanently. Knowledge. It's Friday, so the traveling cart is here. I haven't talked about this yet. 2 days a week, this guy will come up and might have items that are very useful for us. For instance, I buy the walleye and a duck feather from him for the community center. I donate the walleye, completing a bundle, and the duck feather. I was fishing when a flounder frenzy began at the beach. Do I look like I care at all? At the end of the day, I make sure to buy a beer from the saloon so I can give to Shane first thing in the morning tomorrow for his birthday. Level 5 foraging, I have 2 choices and I go with the gatherer. That's kind of a no-brainer for me. Hi Shane, happy birthday, I got you this. It's nothing. It's dumb. It's really stupid. We have 3 hearts with him now. That's huge. My pickaxe is ready at Clint's. I upgrade my axe as well, and I hit the mines again where I get a dwarf scroll. These are important to understand the dwarf's language. I have to get 4 of them. After my mine run, I finish off the boiler room, and I'm attacked by these weird green guys. Oh, they're friendly. They're Junimos. Okay. And they fix the boiler room. That's cool. And overnight, because I finished off all the bundles in the boiler room, the Junimos repair the minecart system in the town, which is huge. I reach level 7 fishing, which is amazing. I wake up to a letter from Shane teaching me how to make pepper poppers. Shane, I'm gonna make you mine. I hit the mines again. I'm gathering as much gold as I can. I level up by mining. There's all this gold in one cluster, so I bomb it. You get it. And level 90 gives me the obsidian edge, the best sword we've seen so far. I'm doing a very good job at getting so much gold in this run. I get another dwarf scroll, which is huge. And level 100 grants me my first ever star drop, which increases my max energy and tastes like chocolate milk. Today was a really good day. Level 5 mining, I choose to go with the miner profession. Everything's really coming up Rob here. All my carrots are done. I level up my farming. My steel axe is ready, and I open up a ton of geodes at Clint's. Once again, I have no money. I donate everything I can to the museum, and I realize I completely forgot about the minecart system. How convenient is that? With my new steel axe, I realize I can finally break these giant logs on my farm for even more hardwood, and I can even break this log to gain access to the secret woods back here, which grants me even more hardwood and forageables. In the mines, I managed to complete a monster slayer goal for these bugs. We have to do this for every type of bug in the game. Wait, no way. day, I got an ancient seed. This is how we're gonna build our whole empire in Stardew Valley. Back at home, I dedicated chests to all of my valuable stuff, and I put just the ancient seed in it. Level 4 farming and level 5 combat overnight. I go with the fighter profession. Demetrius is at my door the next day, and he wants to turn a cave on my farm into a scientific experiment of sorts. I choose mushrooms over bats. I get a letter saying that the flower dance is tomorrow, and I'm nervous to ask Shane to dance with me. I make my first tappers and I place them on trees. These are important for many reasons. I walk up to Shane's work and hand him a parsnip, and then he won't talk to me. That's fine. With my new upgraded tools, I'm able to enter this secret part of town to unlock this book, The Alleyway Buffet. It's a good read. I like it. I enter the mines again, slay some monsters, mine some gems, and I reach level 110, getting my final pair of boots, the space boots. The next day is the flower dance, when I realize the worst thing has happened. I don't have enough money for the rare crow. What am I gonna do? So I buy the recipe for the tub of flowers because I'll need that too, but unfortunately I have to wait until next year to buy that rare crow. On the bright side, Shane said yes to dancing with me, and I got the achievement for having a 5-heart friendship with somebody. La 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 la, ooh, dancing with Shane, yeah. Today was great. There was some losses, some wins. Level 6 foraging, okay. The next day, I am dead set on reaching the bottom of the mines. I go floor after floor, bombing all the gold I see, and I reach level 120 before 1 p.m. Getting the skull key, which will come in handy later. I'm having a nice time, so I go to a shallower level and just kill some mobs. I like the sound it makes. I go home and make some lightning rods. These will be useful for batteries. The next day, I'm donating to the community center again, and I enter Pierre's, where Morris makes this whole scene about his discount prices, which is not good. I'm sorry, Pierre, have a horseradish. Oh, and it's his birthday, so I give him a daffodil as well. I sell what I can directly to Pierre. I break open some geodes at Clint's. I collect all my rewards for donating, and I spend a lot of time breaking down trees to gather wood. I realize too, it's the perfect time to go to the secret woods and fish up the exclusive wood skip. The next day, I'm waiting excitedly out of Robin's so I can upgrade my house first thing in the morning. Thank you, Robin. Have a horseradish. Pam wants a flounder for a prize ticket, so I say yes, ma'am. And I break open a bunch of geodes at Clint's and donate all the new artifacts I received. Went down to the ocean, fished up that flounder, gave it to Pam. Remember, there's a hidden prize ticket back here behind this tree, and I popped both of those into the prize machine, getting an orange sapling and 15 flower seeds. I plant everything new. Check out the mushroom cave Demetrius set up. This is already really useful, and overnight mystery boxes are unlocked. I wake up to a sashimi in my mailbox from Linus. That's weird. And I see quality sprinklers are available on the traveling cart. Huge. I place down the sprinkler. It's gonna help us save some energy on watering. I donate a bunch to the community center. I get 5 Autumn's bounties. That's pretty cool. I go and gift the sashimi he left in my mailbox back to Linus. He doesn't notice. And I hit the mines for more gold, but I reach this mushroom cave, which ends up being really good for energy later when I almost die to a bunch of bats. I smelt all my gold, and I'm getting my bag back up by selling everything I got that day. Hella leveling up today. Level 7 foraging, level 6 combat, level 7 mining, and all the bag you could dream of. I wake up the next day, and it's now summer. Everything I planted before has whittled away. That's a rookie mistake by me. I plant my melon seeds that I got as a reward from the museum, and I start foraging the new summer exclusive forageables, like the sweet pea and the spiceberry. I hit up here for the all new selection of seeds I can buy, and buy hella blueberries. This is the secret to the bag. I also buy a few of everything else because I will need those for the community center / shipping achievements. I have lots of farming to do. I placed everything of priority first, and then I get to work expanding my farm to place down all of these blueberries. And I'm realizing now how much of a chore watering all of these will be. I place down scarecrows so no crows will get to it, and I begin the grueling task of watering all of these. The next morning I wake up having gotten 2 achievements, which does not happen often. My house is upgraded, and I've made 50,000 gold this playthrough. And I get to watering. It takes 3 hours every day and most of my energy. So I walk around, I grab this oak resin, I disgust the mayor by digging in his trash can, my bad, and I eat a purple mushroom to basically reset my energy. I have enough money to upgrade my fishing rod, so I do. I also buy a trout soup to temporarily upgrade my fishing level, and I get to fishing right there. I catch my first tuna, my first red mullet, my first tilapia, my first puffer fish. With every new season, there are new fish possibilities. Keep that in mind. I catch my first pike, getting the Old Mariner achievement for catching 24 different fish. I go down here to get this exclusive fish, the goby. I like how silly that name is. Goby. What are we talking about? I donate all the new fish and forageables I got, and I catch my first bullhead right before bed. I sell everything I have to get my bag back up. My bag gets back up, and I see that it's gonna rain the next day, which is great news for us, because I'm so tired of watering everything here. I have a letter in my mailbox from the mayor telling me to discreetly return his lucky purple shorts. What? I water all my crops, and because I know it's raining tomorrow, I'm able to upgrade my watering can. This is going to make things a lot easier. I keep donating things to the community center as I get them, and I continue fishing in the mountain lake. I get my first rainbow trout and my first ever sturgeon. This leads me to complete the lake fish bundle in the community center, which leads me into wanting to catch some of the more specialty fish. So I go to level 20 in the mines, and I catch my first ghost fish. I also get kind of a crazy chest down here with 2 different bone-based artifacts, which can be really annoying to get in this game. And then I catch my favorite fish in the game, the stonefish. Look at him. Hello. I donate my ghost fish and I go home to sell everything, and my bag, once again, you guessed it, is up. I'm very happy it's raining so I don't have to water any of this. I plant even more seeds because I haven't learned my lesson, and I craft more lightning rods because I realize it's a thunderstorm we're dealing with. More fish are available to catch when it's raining, so I get to work in the ocean. I get my butt kicked by whatever this is, probably an octopus. I catch my first ever red snapper, and I choose to gather/buy wood to be able to repair this bridge by the ocean, which unlocks even more forageables and some better fish on this side of the ocean. I get kind of a crazy chest here with all these different items. You love to see it. I donate even more to the community center. You're gonna get tired of hearing this because I do it so often. And I walk off my farm to a cutscene with Shane drinking on a dock alone. Up late, huh? Here, have a cold one. Thank you, Shane. You ever feel like no matter what you do, you're gonna fail? Like you're stuck in some miserable abyss and you're so deep you can't even see the light of day? No. I just feel like no matter how hard I try, I'm not strong enough to climb out of that hole. Shane, no, it's not true. My liver's begging me to stop. Better call it the night. See you around, butter boy. What are you talking about? I'm drunk. Don't leave me. After that, I dig up the chicken statue on my farm. That's fun. And the next day, I grab all these batteries. I realized I haven't been feeding Natalie, which is an issue for rainy days. Sorry, Natalie. The wizard wants me to slay 2 ghosts. I can do that. I donate all of my new stuff to the museum, and I make it my goal to go slay those 2 ghosts immediately. I grab my watering can, thank God. I open up some mystery boxes to get some speed grow. That's cool. And watering my crops is a bit less unbearable now thanks to my watering can. The traveling card today has something very useful for us later. Garlic seeds. This is useful for something very specific, and you'll see later. I talk to the wizard after the ghost slayings, and he gives me money for my service. I smelt all my iron. I level up my fishing, and I take a look at what kind of recipes we have to cook now that my kitchen's upgraded. There's kind of a lot here, I'm not gonna lie. I head over to the saloon and I buy Shane a beer. How did I know this is your favorite? I know everything about you, Shane. I take the next day to hit the mines again just to grab as much iron as I can, and I end up with over 40, which is pretty good. This is everything that I have to ship this game. It's kind of daunting to look at now. All this iron's ready the next day. Natalie laid her first large egg, and after watering I've got really low energy, but I've just unlocked the spa, which I can use to get my energy all the way back up. With all my new energy, I do some fishing, and I get the chewing stick artifact, which is another annoying one. I hit the mines for copper, because you need a lot of copper for everything. I keep donating things as I get them, and I finally choose to upgrade my hoe to copper. You never know. I donate my chewing stick, and I warp to the beach and place all of my crab pots that I got from a bundle earlier. And then I went back to fishing. I'm not here to catch just any fish. I want to catch one of the legendary fish, which you can tell is legendary because it has a little hat on. After many losses to this fish, I finally catch the crimson fish, one of the very few legendary fish in the game. We'll catch all of them, don't worry. I go home and sell absolutely everything. I give Shane his daily beer, reaching 6 hearts with him, and overnight I made a huge bag because the legendary fish run for a lot of money around here. A lot of my crops are ready the next day, so I donate those as quickly as possible, and I head up to this top portion of the valley where I choose to set up a tree farm for myself. You never know. I hit up Pierre's and I buy an apple sapling and a pomegranate sapling, because I'm gonna need all of these trees eventually. I feel kind of wacky, so I craft a few more lightning rods and place those down, as well as my new tree saplings. I give Shane a pepper because he loves peppers, everyone knows that, and then my bag is even further up overnight. I wake up to a recipe for sashimi in the mail from Linus and manage to level up my foraging to level 8. Spa time. I do some more fishing just to get even more money, and I catch the Jewels of the Sea book, which means I can catch fish roe from treasure chests. Back at the farm, I take my dehydrator out of the mushroom cave and place it over here, and I put 5 grapes into it to make raisins. I also make the mayonnaise machine, which gets me the DIY achievement for crafting 15 different items items. I place a few more tappers around town. I put speed grow in some of my blueberries, and the next day I get to harvest all of these summer seeds. Today is the luau, you guys. I get to put one item into the soup, so I choose a purple mushroom, and the mayor adores it. I get the achievement for an unforgettable soup, which means I did a good job at choosing my one item to add to it. And the next day I get to harvest a bunch of my blueberries. This is where money is really going to start happening for us. I sell most of everything. I get a strange bun recipe from Shane. I cook my first ever meal, a fried egg, and my copper hoe is ready at Clint's. I immediately ask him to upgrade my watering can to steel. Sebastian wants a bream for a prize ticket. I can do that. And at Pierre's I buy an apricot sapling. I plant that and I start chopping down trees around the valley. I'm really gunning to reach foraging level 10 pretty soon, so that's why I'm focusing on this right now. I plant down more trees than I cut down, I'm pretty sure. I donate my fried egg to the community center, and I went to sleep, reaching level 5 farming overnight. I choose to make crops worth more over animal products because I plan on making farming my #1 source of income. Tons of money overnight for my blueberries, and the forecast says the following day something weird's gonna happen. I wonder what that means. All my batteries are ready. There's another thunderstorm. This is amazing. My melons are ready, but I only got 2 golden quality ones. That's not good. I need 5 of these. I pet Natalie for a second. Linus wants an earth crystal for a prize ticket. I can do that. I buy and plant 9 more melon seeds. I'm not messing around about this. I bring Linus his earth crystal. He thanks me. I get my first ever shrimp from a crab pot, and the prize ticket machine gives me 3 mystery boxes. I'm eyeballing this tea right here. It's a good item. I hand Sebastian a bream. He thanks me, and I get the gopher achievement for completing 10 help wanted requests. I need to do 40 of these for another achievement. That's gonna be a while. It's Alex's birthday, so I give him a fried egg. He doesn't love it. That's okay. And I sell a bunch of my stuff again for, you guessed it, money. There's a weird green haze over the valley the next day, but all my blueberries are done, which is amazing news for me and my wallet. I very quickly upgrade to the next farming level, obviously, and then I focus on clearing my farm. Something weird happened overnight. I'm getting moss though. Moss is really important for many crafts later down the line. Everyone is sheltering in the saloon, not talking to each other. Okay. Demetrius is out here in a full body hazmat suit, of course. That nerd. And then I sell everything I can and make a big bag overnight. Everything's back to normal in the valley. It's raining again, which is really nice. And I realize I want a horse. This just means getting a bunch of iron, which is pretty easy for me to do. I buy a bunch more melon seeds because I need to get all those gold quality ones together. I bring Shane a pepper while he's on the job, reaching 7 hearts with him. My steel watering can's done. Thank you, Clint. All my iron's ready, so I head to Robin's and I build my stable. I want to place it here, but this torch is in the way. Oh my god, it's going to drive me crazy. And I plant all my melons and go to sleep. One of these days, I'm not even going to have to water these plants. It's going to be amazing. Good morning, Shane. Here's your pepper. 8 hearts. Huge. Huge. I go to Pierre's and I buy a bouquet, a gift that shows your romantic interest. I go back to Shane's work and I hand it to him. Shane, will you be my boyfriend? Shane's hard at work and doesn't seem interested in talking. Okay, I get it. You're locked in. Having reached 8 hearts and becoming boyfriend with each other, now I can reach 10 hearts with them, so we have to do that now. Later, I do some more donating to the community center. I get a quality sprinkler. Amazing. And overnight, I reach level 7 combat and level 8 mining, getting the monoculture achievement for shipping over 300 of one fruit or vegetable. After mining for a few days, I'm able to craft a few quality sprinklers, so I do that and I place them very strategically along my blueberries. Now I have to manually water only a fraction of what I did before. Thank God. And my horse is here, so I name him Hans. I give Hans my hat immediately because it fits better on him than it does me. I also fixed that issue with the torch before. That just fits way nicer. And I also get Robin to build me a barn, which unlocks way more animals for us. Natalie, move. Natalie, get out of the way. Thank you. I also buy the recipe for a big chest. It's kind of expensive, but I think it'll be worth it. I immediately upgrade my main chest. Sam wanted a frozen tear, so I gave him that. Pam wanted a melon, so I gave her that. I got a prize ticket for that one. I cash that in at the prize machine and I get a star drop tea. This is a very important item for us. While gathering hardwood, I leveled up my foraging again to 9, and it's another amazing blueberry harvesting day for us. Thank you. I want more gold, so I hit the mines and I get more gold. I go back to the Adventurers Guild because I know there's a book back here behind Marlin, but I can't go until I've killed 1,000 enemies. I hit the spot to heal up and I take the rest of the day to break down as many trees as I can, aiming for that foraging level 10. Hey Robin, thank you for doing that. A ton of money from blueberries, you love to see it. I managed to get 5 gold quality corn without really paying attention, which is huge for the community center. I get my first few maple syrups, and I ask Clint to upgrade my pickaxe to gold. I harvest my first rainbow shell on the beach. This is going to be important for something very specific later, and I upgrade my rod to the iridium rod. Kind of expensive, but hopefully worth it. A traveling cart has a rare seed for sale. This is also important for something very specific later. I donate my 5 gold gold quality corn. This one's almost done. And I dig up the rusty spoon artifact on the way home. First thing the next day, a tomato upgrades my farming level, and my mom sent me a cake in the mail. Thank you, Mom. I realize it's about time to build a silo because having more animals means I have to feed so many more mouths. I check in on my levels and really want that foraging 10, so I continue on that track to no avail. I broke open some geodes at Clint's and got a few new items, which I donated to the museum, getting the treasure trove achievement for donating 40 items. I learned how to make a makey roll the next day. The traveling cart was selling another rare seed, which I'll need 2, so I went ahead and bought. I enter Shane's place and I open to a cutscene of him drunk on the floor, unconscious. Butterboy, can you do something? He's out cold. Yeah, I'll water him. Don't worry. You wouldn't understand. What are you talking about, dude? I'm here to buy myself a cow. I named him Moose. My golden pickaxe is ready. Thank you, Clint. And I break it in immediately, getting more iron. This is when I get a dust sprite drop that I've never seen before. I got a prismatic shard. I get a ton more gold and smelt it overnight. I harvest my blueberries. And now that my silo's done, every time I scythe my grass, I get hay put into it for my animals. So I do that until it's full. I sell all of my blueberries directly to Pierre. I sell a bunch of ingots directly to Clint. And I finally take a look at the vault room in the community center, which literally just wants money. I pay the $2,500, I get 3 chocolate cakes. I pay the $10,000, I get a lightning rod. And now all that stands in between me and the bus repair is 30,000 gold. That's still a lot. Hi Shane, here's a pepper. Hope you have a good day, haha. I buy some rice from Pierre, but I forget why. I sell a bunch of gold directly to Clint. I build a bee house and I place that down. And I take the rest of the day to fish at the pier with Willie, catching my first ever super cucumber, hello, and managing to level up my fishing skill. I go home and cook a makey roll, remembering why I bought the rice. And the next day I realize I want way more money than I have. So this whole mining trip is in pursuit of getting money. So I mine gold and I get diamonds. I kill monsters. I head to Marlin's to see if I can get this book yet. I can't believe it. I donate my makey roll to the chef's bundle. I give Shane his daily beer. Hi Shane. And I get a ton of money overnight from my mining trip. That's how it's done. Shane gave me a pizza in the mail. He snagged this out of the back room of the Joja Mart ages ago. How sweet, Shane. I harvested blueberries, did some mining, and I'm doing some smelting before going to bed early. There's that bag. I thought I lost you. These melons are ready, which is a huge relief because I managed to get 5 gold quality. I donate those immediately to the quality crops bundle, receiving a preserves jar. I'm able to make 4 more quality sprinklers and start expanding my farm. I make more furnaces and I'm smelting all of the gold I've ever found. You guys don't understand how seriously I'm taking this money thing. Everything's ready the next day. I make even more sprinklers, expand my farm even further, all in preparation for fall, where I'm gonna buy the most crops anyone has ever seen in the world, probably, I think. I just love the noise of gathering blueberries. Is that not the best? Moose is finally old enough to be milked. Sorry for saying it like that. I sell all my blueberries for hella money. And I walk down and, oh my god, Shane, what are you doing? I'm sorry. My life, it's a pathetic joke. Why should I even go on? Because there's so much to live for. Anyway, I was chopping down trees and I got Woody's secret, which I've been waiting for. It just means there's more wood to be had. Good read, instant classic. My first ever cheese is ready, shout out. And I sleep for the night, getting level 8 farming and a bunch of money. Shane appears at my door. I'm really sorry about what happened at the glyphs. I've decided I want to see a therapist. Anyway, I'm farming. I'm picking up all these melons, my corn. I sell a bunch of stuff. I break open some geodes at Clint's. I get some new stuff that I donate to the museum. Break open mystery boxes. There's food to be had. More mystery boxes. I get seeds. I get warp totems and bombs. I sell a bunch of that stuff and I go to sleep. I learn how to make bread the next morning. It's fun. It's the last day of summer, so I mine up all my sprinklers and I take all of my crops for the last time. And I get my first ever orange, which is cool. I give Shane his pepper. Hey man, don't mention it. It's okay. I donate my maple syrup. I donate my orange. And I buy a rabbit's foot out of the traveling cart. This is going to save us some time and money. I spent a lot of time chopping down trees and finally managed to hit foraging level 10. Thank the Lord. I donate my rabbit's foot and go to sleep, picking the botanist profession. Happy fall. Fall has fallen. It's fell. I have to make sure I buy enough of every plant for, say, recipes, shipping, community center, but I'm really here to buy as many cranberries as I can. So I buy 102. That was a lot of money. That was like 25,000 gold. So I sell things directly to Clint and Pierre, and I'm able to buy just 10 more. I guess that's fine. I make sure to grab all the fall forageables, the blackberry, the hazelnut, the wild plum, and I donate all of those to get 30 fall seeds. It's plant time, baby. Let's get all these down. I actually had to take up a bunch of my sprinklers. I was too ambitious. That's my bad. The next day, the special requests board is opened up, which are like the regular quests, just a bit bigger, and a lot of these unlock exclusive crafting recipes, which are important for perfection. I picked this one that just requires us to catch a bunch of tiger trout. That should be easy. And I get to fishing. I catch my first ever salmon, my first ever tiger trout, and I craft my first ever bait maker. I'll be able to put fish into this and get bait specifically to catch those fish. That's perfect for this. I put a tiger trout in there and I get 9 bait. While fishing for more tiger trout, Vincent walks through it. Did that just happen? I hand Penny a melon for her birthday and she cries. That was awkward. I dig up the artifact glass shards on the beach and I donate the last river fish into the fishing bundle. We're making good progress on this fishing board. I like it. The next day I lock in to fish even more. I catch my first albacore, the first sea cucumber, and I go for one more legendary fish right up here. Come on. Come on. Let me see it. Give it to me. This isn't that hard. This is pretty easy. Whoa. This is easy. I got it. The angler. That's 2 legendary fish. I dig up some broccoli seeds down here. I make a little farm up here by the barn to place all my extra seeds like broccoli and some pumpkins. You never know. And I place down this rare crow that I got from the museum. I'm finally able to enter Marlin's room, so I grab this book called Mapping Cave Systems, which just means I get a discount on Marlin's item retrieval service. I get a bit more fishing done because I know I can catch the midnight carp here, so I do that. And the next day I ask Robin to build me another silo. We need more hay for the winter coming up. I caught my first walleye, and I managed to catch the last tiger trout I need for that quest. I sell all of these directly to Willie, and I break open a mystery box at Clint's, which gets me the Book of Mysteries. Good read, I recommend it to everybody. I got a prize ticket from that fishing quest, which gets me a bed. I guess that's cool. And while fishing in the ocean, I got a rusty spur, an important artifact. Cool. I was going for fishing level 10. I think I got really close. I didn't quite get it, but I think I'm close. I woke up to the farm computer recipe from Demetrius for doing that fishing request. I go to Marnie's for another chicken. I name him Kobe, and I get a lobster from a crab pot, which is perfect because it's Elliot's birthday and he loves them. I fished all day long and I'm demotivated. I didn't hit level 10. What? Okay, I didn't realize I hit level 10. I'm not demotivated anymore. My bad. I choose the pirate profession because that'll be more useful in the long run. Oh no, I didn't grow my rare seeds. That's really not good. It takes all season to grow these. Okay, I have a plan. I expand my farm and buy 2 speed grow. While I was out, I donated my eggplant, my large milk, and I also just paid the $25,000 to repair the bus. I got a crystallarium, which is cool. Oh my god, the green guys are back. I brought Clint some copper ore for a quest, and I got some mushroom stumps out of the prize machine for it. I went back to my farm, and I planted my rare seeds with some speed grow on top of them. I'm pretty sure this is gonna work still. I think everything's fine. And then I moved my lightning rods and placed my crystallarium with an aquamarine in it. Overnight, the Junimos repaired the bus. Tomorrow is gonna be huge. I made some blueberry wine this week. I donate that to the Enchanter's bundle, and then I pay Pam 500 gold to take me to the desert. Hello, Wisconsin. There's lots of cool forageables here like coconuts, there's a cactus fruit here, and this place just so happens to have the last fish I need for the fishing bundles. The sandfish. Hell yeah. I brought my prismatic shard here because you're able to transform it into a galaxy sword, one of the most powerful swords in the game. And with that, I enter the skull cavern. The monsters are stronger, the ores are aurier. I killed a mummy and got a claw, that's important. I got hella gold while I was down here and managed to reach floor 53 before warping home. I got 35 iridium ore, I reached level 9 mining and 8 combat, and I woke up to a letter from a man named Mr. Key, challenging me to reach level 25 in the skull cavern, but I just did that. And all my cranberries are done. We're about to have the biggest payday we've seen yet. I leveled up my farming about it. I go over here to grab Linus's missing berry basket. I go to sell everything directly to Pierre, making 25,000 gold, and I upgrade my backpack for the final time. I end up buying more pumpkins, and I go to donate the last fish I need to for the aquarium. Hi, Junimos. This thing's really wrapping up quick. I give Shane his daily pepper. Hi, Shane. And I ask Robin to upgrade my barn to a big barn to unlock more animals. I plant all my new pumpkins. I bring Linus his basket along with the gift, reaching 6 hearts with him. And I go to sleep where overnight the Junimos remove this glittering boulder. I wake up to 10,000 gold in my mailbox from Mr. Key. I guess he realized I had already beaten his quest. I end up taking a quest where the wizard wants us to obtain ectoplasm for him. And then I open all of the geodes I have and donate everything new to the museum. Shane's daily pepper got us to 10 hearts with him. That's huge moves for us. And after the boulder was removed overnight, I obtained the copper pan. I take the rest of the day in the mines where I complete the monster slayer goal for bats. Hell yeah. I sell most of everything and wake up to the homesteader achievement for making 250,000 gold. Having reached 10 hearts with Shane, I wake up to him at my doorstep. and he's inviting me to a baseball game. Okay. I get my first pomegranate and apple from my trees, and I donate the pomegranate to the enchanter's bundle, getting me 5 golden bars. The apple completes the artisan bundle, which gets me a keg. I upgrade my trash can about it. This is gonna make things that I throw away give me a little bit of gold. I open some more geodes, I donate something, and then I ask Robin once again to upgrade my barn from big to deluxe. It's low-key expensive, but I have to get pigs before winter if I want to complete the community center before the end of the year. I finally hit the mines to get that ectoplasm. I get another dwarf scroll, which is huge, and I finally managed to get it on like the 5th or 6th ghost that I killed. Here, wizard. You're welcome. Thanks for the money. He also taught me how to make a mini obelisk. I give Jody a blackberry for her birthday. I use that prize ticket to get a pomegranate sapling. I'm eyeing this book that's coming up. That's gonna be a good one. And I donate what ended up being my last dwarf scroll I needed, which gives me the dwarvish translation guide. Now I can talk to the dwarf and understand what he's saying. I smelt everything I have to smelt. I sell everything that I can sell. I hand Pam a super cucumber, which she gives me a prize ticket for. And then I literally do sell everything I can because I need to buy a pig tomorrow. It's very important that I do this. I wake up to a bunch of money. I go to the traveling cart and buy a piece of wool. This will save us money later. The prize machine grants us the Friendship 101 book, which makes it easier to become friends with people. I would read this in real life, I can't lie. It's raining and I have 10 hearts with Shane, which means that I could talk to this weird guy by the beach, and I can buy a mermaid pendant for 5,000 gold, which is like an engagement ring in Stardew Valley. I visit Shane at his work and I pop the question, and he accepts. Everything important in our relationship has happened at his workplace, and I hope he's okay with that. I make sure to buy that pig from Marnie. 16,000 gold for a pig. I name him Pig. I also buy a goat and I name it Eddie. I donate that wool to the community center and I go to sleep. Hallelujah, it's cranberry day. I love this sound so much. It's so satisfying to my ear holes. It's Abigail's birthday, so I give her amethyst, and I sell everything directly to Pierre again so I can upgrade my coop at Robin's. My trash can is ready at Clint's, and I open a few mystery boxes, a few geodes, donate everything new, you know the drill. I hit the mines because I have a quest to kill a few slimes bars, and I got a squid ink from this mob whose name escapes me. I can't think of it right now, but it's okay. I killed something and I got 2 of the same hat from one enemy. Does this happen often? Also, new hat era just dropped. I like this thing. I smelt everything, I put the important things away, and I go to sleep to level 10 mining. I go for the prospector route. Level 9 combat too, wow. I wake up to Gunther at my door, and I realize I've never seen his legs before. Hello. And he gives me the rusty key for donating 40 items to the museum. So I head out, I donate 3 apples to the community center, and with the rusty key, I enter the sewer where I meet Krobus. Krobus is fun, I like Krobus. Krobus is selling a star drop for 20,000 gold, which is interesting. There's also plenty of recipes that I have to get here. That's important to keep in mind. I don't buy anything, but I do hit up fishing because there is a legendary fish to be had here. I caught the mutant carp pretty quickly. You can see I'm pretty happy about it. Here I choose to start a multi-step quest that's gonna help us unlock the casino for a few reasons. This box in this tunnel needs a battery, so I brought a battery. There's a note saying to bring a rainbow shell to the train platform, so I do that. Another note falls out saying to leave 10 beets inside of the mayor's fridge, which I forgot about. Speaking of forgetting about things, Shane takes me to a baseball game. Hi Shane, you've been a really good friend to me. Is he friend zoning me? My fiance's friend zoning me. The scene ends with us kissing. I like all the different characters here, it's fun. The next morning we get married in front of everyone in town. How sweet, love wins. Life is gonna be different from now on. Hell yeah it is. So now Shane lives with us, that's fun. I bring him his daily pepper because something good happens at 12.5 hearts. I donate my first pumpkin to the community center, and I hit up Robin to build me a fish pond. I didn't realize how useful these things were until very recently. You'll see why. I go to the desert and I hit up the oasis for the very first time, where it's Sandy's birthday. I get her up to 2 hearts immediately, and then I hand her the star drop tea, which ups me to 6 hearts immediately with her. That's why those things are so useful. The star drop tea is a universally loved gift that gives even more than a regular item would. I buy the beet seeds from her. I try to go to Marnie's to buy a duck, but she wasn't in, and that's my mother-in-law now, so I can't do anything about it. I hit up Clint to upgrade my hoe to steel, and then I finally go talk to the dwarf who I can now understand. He has a shop, and I buy the dwarvish safety manual pretty quick, so I take less damage from bombs. The next day I give Shane his daily pepper. I don't have a 2 gift per week limit anymore because that's my man. And it's the fair today. I forgot about the fair. This means I have to gather 9 items to put on my display, and hopefully it's enough to impress the mayor to get first place. He's judging. I hope he likes it. And I got first place. For winning, I get 1,000 star tokens, which are important to shop for prizes. Not only do I want the star drop, but I need the rare crow. So I try my luck, and I bet half of my star tokens to see if I can double it, and I lose. So I tried the other half, and I lose again. So I have to fish to get more star tokens. I did this for over 20 minutes, so it was a waste of time. And I was finally able to buy the star drop to increase my max energy. It tastes like chocolate milk. I also bought the rare crow. That's necessary for something way later. The next day, I remember that I can put hats on my pets, so Oliver and I match now. That's what I'm talking about. My hoe is ready at Clint's, and I take a quest to gather 1,000 wood in a week for Robin. While on the way to my tree farm, I take this jack-o'-lantern, and I chop down most of the tree farm to gather the 1,000 wood I needed. Easy 2,500 gold. I made sure to plant everything back down before placing down my jack-o'-lantern and going to sleep. I wake up to a recipe for a fish taco from Linus, as well as a crafting recipe for a stone chest from Robin. I harvested cranberries and I dropped my sturgeon into my fish pond. I've been saving him for this. I sold everything directly to Pierre and immediately went to Robin to upgrade my coop for the last time. I'm keeping everybody employed in this valley. It's Marnie's birthday, so I give her a diamond so I'm at a high enough friendship with her to go into her bedroom, where the mayor's lucky purple shorts are lying on the ground. I make sure to wait until he's in the middle of the valley so I can hand it to him in public. I took the rest of the day in the skull cavern and I got red cabbage seeds. This is gonna be huge. I have to plant these in my greenhouse immediately after I build it, because it's not the right season to plant these outside, and I need this to finish the community center. Hi Shane, here's your pepper. I go to Marnie's and I finally buy that duck. My new trash can's ready at Clint's, and I change my bobber style to the heart one because I like it. Make sure you like and subscribe. I have bad impulse control, so I sold all of my ingots to Clint so I could upgrade my pickaxe to iridium. It'll end up being worth it. On the 20th, Shane was lifting a chicken back here. Put him down. Stop it, dude. All of my fairy roses are done. Things are happening over here. What happens next is the craziest thing to ever happen to me in this game. Petting the pig upgraded me to farming level 10. I didn't even know you got experience for petting animals. I got another silo because winter's coming, and Lewis wants a scorpion carp. I can do that. This was the most annoying fish to catch by far. The whole playthrough, I mean it. Outside the oasis, I dig up a golden relic. I hand Lewis a scorpion carp for a prize ticket, which grants me an ugly hat that no one cares about. And then I go to sleep where I choose the artisan profession. I think most people would. On the next morning, all of my beets are ready, so I drop them in the mayor's fridge, and I get another note from Mr. Key. Give the sand dragon his last meal. I get my pickaxe from Clint. It's a big deal. It's Robin's birthday, but I can't give her favorite goat cheese because she's working on my silo. What was I thinking? Alright, the last Mr. Key thing I have to do is drop a solar essence into the sand dragon, which I do, and he tells me to check out the pile of lumber next to my house. On the next day, my sturgeon wants a diamond, and I'm easy to convince, so I drop one in there for him. I harvested some pumpkins, and I watched as my pig dug up my first ever truffle. Thank God he did this when he did. Right away, I went to the community center and I donated that, finishing the chef's bundle for 3 pink cakes. I took the rest of the day in the skull cavern. It was a pretty normal run, and then I made sure to check out the pile of lumber outside my house, and I got a club card. I made good money this night for just pumpkins alone. Shout out. Good news, it's cranberry day. I harvest all of my cranberries, I harvest all my broccoli, and I have a new quest to gather 24 eggs and put them in Gus's fridge. I sell everything directly to Pierre again, hashtag support small business, and I bought the last 2 saplings I need, the peach and the cherry saplings. I went and saw Krobus and finally bought that star drop, and you wouldn't believe it, it tastes like chocolate milk. And I also buy a void egg, which I can put into my coop's incubator for a new type of chicken. I then hit the skull cavern again, where I immediately get a prismatic shard. That's never happened to me. I also kill my first pepper rex, which gives me a prehistoric vertebrae. All of the bone artifacts can be really annoying, so I'm happy that I'm seeing them so often. Not a bad run in the cavern. I started smelting everything right away. And the next day I got my first duck egg, which is very good for us. The 24th is George's birthday. I give him a leek, his favorite, because he's old. I donate my duck egg, which leaves one last item until we unlock the greenhouse. More skull caverning. I'm getting lots of gems, killing lots of mobs, getting a lot of iridium, surprisingly. I'm only on floor 21. That was a bunch. I got a full iridium bar from a slime. I didn't know that was possible. Another bone artifact out of a pepper rex. I got the immunity band from a barrel. I also managed to hit level 10 combat down here. This was a very productive skull cavern run. Overnight, I choose to increase my maximum HP. The next morning, you sense that a new way is open. I'm finally able to get more milk out of my goat. I get my first large goat milk, and I take a look at my leveling for everything, and I've unlocked something called Mastery. I make my first oil maker. I've got to make types of oil to ship. I put a truffle in there for now. I'm making sure I get all the eggs that are hatched for Gus's famous omelet, and I donate the large goat milk to finish off the pantry. So many wonderful bundles. Thank you, thank you. You're welcome, Mr. Junimo. I'm realizing that I'm getting really close to having all of the gems unlocked, so I break open a ton of geodes at the blacksmith. Okay, 2 new things isn't that impressive, but that's fine. I donate those 2 new gems along with everything new that I've gotten from my cavern runs, which just leaves only 4 more things that I have to get out of geodes. A lot more artifacts though. I've piled up a bunch of iridium and batteries, and I make a bunch of crystallariums. I place those down and start duplicating diamonds. This is going to be a huge moneymaker for us through the winter. Overnight, the Junimos fix up my broken greenhouse. Hello! I waste no time and I plant down my red cabbage and my ancient fruit seed. There's no time to waste here. I also move all of my trees from outside to the inside of the greenhouse because they'll always bear fruit no matter the season in here. I was in the skull cavern all day. I just got back. Hey Hans. I smelled everything that I had. I made some mead and I shipped it immediately. And the next morning, thank Christ almighty that my rare seeds were able to grow. I wasn't very confident in those making it after I was so late in planting them. I go into the secret woods and I give one of them to this monkey statue and I get a star drop. I wonder what this one will taste like. Oh, it's chocolate milk. Skull Cavern part 1000 today. I wanted to get as much iridium and gold as I could to upgrade my tools, but I realized that the Spirits Eve festival began at home. So after I had gotten a couple iridium sprinklers from this chest, I went home and I missed the festival completely. I'm so angry at myself. There were 2 things I had to get there. Now I have to wait until next year. The next morning I went to kiss my husband and I got a star drop, meaning I reached 12.5 hearts with him. It did, it's like a milk. It's the last day of fall and things are going well. One last cranberry harvest, you love to see it. I ship everything this time and I go to the traveling cart where I buy a crocus because I'm impatient. I get Clint to upgrade my axe and I go to the oasis to give Sandy a flower. I then use my club card which makes this guard explode. Now I have to gamble in here in order to unlock this rare crow, but I don't have enough gold to buy the coins to even gamble with, so I just go home instead. Overnight there was a strong windstorm, which means that a big tree fell down somewhere in the valley. Hi, I'm wearing new clothes and this is a long video so you would think it's a different day. No, I just got cold. I want to take a moment to talk about our progress so far in this save. I need 2 more star drops. We have 5, there's 2 more in the game. I need to catch all the fish. I'm almost done with the fish. I have to donate everything to the museum. That's gonna take a second. I haven't even unlocked Ginger Island. If you haven't played this game before, you might be thinking, what's Ginger Island? Why is there another island? It's a whole thing. You'll see. Keep watching. I'm making great progress though. This is 24 hours of playtime that you've seen so far. That's a lot of time. Okay, that's where we are. Thank you. Good morning, Baltimore. It's winter, so now everyone has on fun little outfits. My void chicken's here. All of my animals are doing well. I finally have all the eggs I need for the Gus quest. I take up all my sprinklers because I don't really need them anymore. I make a couple of iridium sprinklers and I put them in my greenhouse. This is how I'm gonna make all my money later in the game. You guys will see. I put all the eggs into Gus's fridge and I make a bunch of money while doing it. I grab my prize ticket and I get a dehydrator out of it. It's Krobus's birthday, so I give him a horseradish. Happy birthday, Krobus. I hit up the oasis and I buy a bunch of star fruit as well as some rhubarb. I plant all of that in my greenhouse, excited for the amount of money I'll make out of it, when I accidentally place a bomb in the middle of all my star fruit. I can't believe that just happened. A lot of people might reset their day for this because you can reset to the beginning of the day without saving, but I've done too much today to do that. I'm not going to lose that much time. I'm just happy I didn't lose my ancient fruit or red cabbage down there. I go down to the beach and get my first nautilus shell, and I donate that to the research bundle. And then I donate the last 2 items I need to the winter foraging bundle, the snow yam and the crocus. When we're done here, we'll return to the other world. Okay. I head home knowing that the only thing standing in between me and a completed community center is my red cabbage. I plant down all my winter seeds, and overnight the Junimos repair this bridge to a quarry. Gus gave us a mini fridge in the mail. Thanks, Gus. I place it here. We'll need a bunch of fridges later. And I tap on this bush to get this shadowy figure to jump out and give me a magnifying glass, which is going to be crucial for perfection. My golden axe is ready, so I grab that. I do my first winter fishing, and I catch my first lingcod. I then go down to where I know I can catch the 3rd legendary fish, but it absolutely destroys me. So I catch my first perch instead. I then go to the quarry for the first time where I get a brand new message. You've reached a new level of understanding. This has to do with that new mastery thing, but I completely forgot about it until now. I hand Penny a diamond and I get the clicks achievement for reaching a 5-heart friend level with 4 people. I hit up the ocean and I catch myself my first ever squid. I go to the saloon where I walk in on Gus, sharing his big omelet with everybody. And then I hand Willie the squid for a quest. I then make a point to go check out that mastery cave that I unlocked before. And I read that my grandpa had this set set up for me before he passed away. So this is now tracking my experience the same way my leveling up was before. But now that I have all of them maxed out, it's tracking in a new way where I can upgrade one skill at a time. And I immediately go for farming mastery because the iridium scythe is going to be a game changer for farming. The next day is Linus's birthday, so I give him a cactus fruit to max out his friendship. Now that we've lived all 4 seasons of the game, I can do a fish check-in to see how closely I am to getting all of them. I have 19 left to catch. The octopus, the ice pip, the lava eel, the dorado, crayfish, crab, cockle, snail, periwinkle, void salmon, slimejack, stingray, lionfish, blue discus, midnight squid, blobfish, spookfish, legend, and the glacier fish. It's time to lock in fish-wise. So I make a bunch of crab pots because a lot of those don't even involve actual fishing, and I place those along the river and along the ocean. I actually got a cockle on the way, so that's only 18 left to go. I hit up level 60 in the mines and start fishing and immediately catch my ice pip. I then went to Willie's shop and bought some bobbers to help me fish better fish when I fish. And then I took one more stab at catching this glacier fish. It took a while, but I finally got him. Jesus Agatha Christie, that was too hard. Look how ugly this guy is. After that, I went to level 100 in the mines and I caught the lava eel pretty quickly. Winter the 4th ends up being wildly productive for me. I realized with my farming mastery that I also unlocked the Statue of Blessings. I need that. My red cabbage has grown, so I celebrate and then I went down to the community center to donate it. The last bundle, farewell Butterboy. Bye Junimos. I got my first ever snail and my first periwinkle. I hit the mines to get more fiber when I got my first ever secret note. This is what the magnifying glass unlocked. And they usually consist of Easter eggs and hints and stuff. Sometimes it's important though. You'll see more of that. Like here, I got a secret note that's kind of a quest in itself. Come to the secret woods, please bring maple syrup. Okay. While killing more grubs, I got my first golden animal cracker, which doubles the yield for animals. Super useful. And I was finally able to build my Statue of Blessings. And while crafting it, I got the artisan achievement. That's cool. Right away, I use it and I get a speed boost. I went home and gave my golden animal cracker to my void chicken, and I listened to the secret note and I brought maple syrup to the secret woods. A bear was waiting there. And now salmon berries and blackberries are worth 3 times the gold. I'm excited to see this ability screen get filled up. That's gonna be fun. The windstorm from the other night made this tree fall down, so I'm gonna use 100 hardwood to fix it up. The next day I get infinite energy from my Statue of Blessings. And I opened the mail to get the networking achievement. Fixing up the community center made me instantly gain friendship points with every person in town. I now have a 5-heart friendship with 10 people. That's amazing. Everyone's enjoying the community center. Look at everyone. I got a trophy for doing this. Thank you so much. Morris comes in and causes a whole scene, but Pierre comes in and beats him up off screen. So that's good. Morris and his JojaMart cronies were never heard from again. I went and checked out the bookseller for the first time. A lot of his stuff is overpriced, but I actually bought the price catalog. After reading it, I'm able to see the exact value of everything in my inventory, so it's going to be pretty useful. I went to Clint's and I upgraded my hoe to gold because you never really know. I intended to use my infinite energy on trees all day, but when I got to my tree farm, I opened a cutscene with the wizard, and he's going to send me on a quest to retrieve something that his ex-wife took from him. This is not my business, dude. I go to Krobus, who unlocks the way for me to go into this secret cave, where upon entering, I immediately fish up the slimejack exclusive to this location. I also get a secret note with this artifact spot in it. This is an important one. I grab this dark talisman from this chest up here. I go back up to where I met the wizard, and then I teleport to wherever this is, and this ugly henchman won't let me get in. You need some lotion, man. What are you doing? So I start fishing, and I grab the exclusive void salmon from here, and I end up fishing for 8 hours here because I know there's an item that makes the henchman move, the void mayonnaise. I give it to him, he smells it, he leaves, I run in after him. Low on time, it's 1:30. I grab the wizard's ink, I teleport back to his basement, and I have another cutscene with him, and I passed out in his house. That was not really worth it. I wake up to like 10 recipes in the mail because I leveled up my friendship with everyone in town at once. And because I'm done with the community center, I also get a letter from Willie saying that he's unlocked the back room of his shop and that I have to check it out. This is gonna be a big deal. I got 5 batteries, 200 hardwood, and 5 iridium bars to go see what Willie's talking about. And it's an old boat that he wants me to repair. Normally players wouldn't know they would need all of this, but I do. So I use all of this stuff to repair the boat, and it's gonna be repaired overnight. Down by the river, I got my first crayfish, which is important, and then I went to sleep with Oliver on my lap. Overnight, Willie Ellie and Robin worked tirelessly to get this boat working again. We just unlocked something huge. I pay 1,000 gold and we set sail for the very first time to Ginger Island. Woo, it's hot here. I got the achievement for Distant Shore, cool. There's a person there, that was interesting. It's like a whole new game here, folks. We have to collect all these golden walnuts. They're gonna be hidden everywhere. I chopped this tree because there's a golden walnut in it. I know I shouldn't know that, but I do. I hand this parrot a golden walnut and we unlock a cutscene to introduce us to Leo. He's also gonna tell us hints to where to find other golden walnuts, which is cool. This is a puzzle that we have to do later. There's one down here that I grab. I'm gonna follow this fire guy. There's one in this circle. This one's hidden over here. I choose to fish over here for a second, catching a golden walnut. I catch an actual fish, one of the exclusives, blue discus. There's one here, one up here. There's a parrot here that you could just buy the golden walnuts from, but it's crazy expensive. I go into the volcano dungeon and I use my watering can to go through, but I go left because I know there are 2 golden walnuts over here. Then I go forwards. There's all these new mobs that are kind of too strong for my liking, so I turn around. I would like to go over here, but I can't quite unlock it yet. I do have enough, however, to move this turtle with the power of bird magic. And there's a whole other farm over here. Breaking these clam rocks means more golden walnuts. I got 2 right there. This little diglet guy had one. Underneath this rock, there is one. There's one here. There's a woman over here fishing. Her name's Birdie, and she gives us a war memento, which I can't even tell you what that's for yet. We're here so early. There's a walnut here, a walnut up here, and it's getting late, so I pitched a tent and I went to sleep for the night. Back to work quickly this morning. I got my first ever ginger. That's a new item. And I killed some tiger slimes in the wild, which gave me a golden walnut. There's one hidden right back here. There's a Simon Says game up here for a few of them. But when I was almost done with it, the Festival of Ice began back in the valley. I have to get there quick. I grabbed this one real quick, and then I set sail back to Stardew Valley. I sell all of my fish to Willy directly. I got my first crab from a crab pot, and then I enter the Festival of Ice where I can buy this rare crow. I'm so glad I got here in time for this. I end up taking the night in the valley, and then I do my gifting early in the morning the next day. Keep in mind I'm doing this all the time. I went to the dwarf and I bought a rare crow from him. There's 8 of these total, and I think I have just about half of them. I went back to Ginger Island because I'm not done getting golden walnuts. I got this one here. There's one off screen here. I finally locked in and did that Simon Says game where I got 3 of them at once. There's one up here. There's one hidden behind this tree. There's one in this shipwreck, a la Lost Season 6. You can just fish them up around here. I caught another of the Ginger Island exclusive fish, the lionfish, and I made a tiny farm just to plant a melon, garlic, and a piece of wheat. I have enough golden walnuts to build this house here. Thank you, parrots. And then I go up to this cave where I meet this giant frog. He's the reason why we're planting those 3 things outside, but you'll see, you'll see. I fish right here and I get a golden walnut followed by a frog hat. Tell me that's not going to change your life. Is this changing your life? Look at me. I have to go home because tomorrow is Sebastian's birthday and I don't want to miss out on the extra friendship points. I'm going to start a gifts chest right here and just put a bunch of items I know people like in there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I went to the museum to grab a flute block from the rewards because I need this for something on Ginger Island. I went back to Ginger Island and entered the volcano dungeon for realsies this time. I got a golden walnut upon entering and quickly realized that these guys are nothing to mess around about. There's a new gem in here called cinder shards, which you need for the top of the dungeon. Also, these flame guys are the bane of my existence. Another walnut right here, another walnut here, and halfway through the dungeon there's a dwarf selling things. I forgot about this book. I need to buy this book. On floor 7, I mine up a mummified bat, which will be very important very soon, I promise. I got another 2 walnuts, along with a deluxe pirate hat. It's tempting, but I like the frog more. At the top of the dungeon, I have another golden walnut and a chest with a prismatic shard in it. This is here because you can enchant your weapons and tools with it, along with the cinder shards in the volcano dungeon. How cool is that? I got the bug killer on my sword. This is the worst day of my life. There's one more walnut here, and upon exiting the volcano, I pitch another tent and I go to sleep for the night. I broke one more of the shell rocks down here and I was able to unlock what I call the bone zone. There's just lots of bones and clay and hardwood trees here. I bombed this rock here and a man walked out. I chopped down this tree and got a journal scrap, which is the Ginger Island equivalent of the secret notes. I go into the bone museum to a cutscene I don't care about. I answer a few questions about the island, like how many purple flowers there are and how many purple starfish there are. And then I donated a couple of things that I got from the bone zone / the volcano dungeon, like the mummified bat. Down here I fished up another golden walnut. I got the fossilized ribs down here, which I donated, and I placed my flute block here because I'm gonna need it when I unlock the next part of Ginger Island. I go home and sell a bunch of stuff, and I go to sleep next to my husband. Back down here, a raccoon has moved into this house, and he wants stuff from me. So I give him the mussels he asked for, and I have to smoke a chub for him. Also, by the beach, surprise, Squid Fest is happening, so I made a new bait maker, and I caught as many squid as I could. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, 8. And after catching all 8 squid, I'm able to unlock the art of crabbing. Really, the only reason why I wanted to do this is this book. Crab pots have a 25% chance to yield double. That's important for us. I do some more gifting at the valley because I'm around. While leaving the museum, I dig up the chipped amphora, and I turn around to donate it right away. I'm really not doing a good job at getting all these artifacts done. The gems are almost there. There's a quest to fish up a ton of trash for Linus. I guess I can do that one. I took that night to fish up as much trash as I could at my farm, but I didn't really get that far. The first thing I did the next day is bomb Ginger Island to hell. I need this place cleared out. This is gonna be farmland for us. I hit the bone zone and I got a snake skull and a trilobite. I turned around and I donated the snake skull as well as the snake vertebrae that I got. I then fished right here in this chasm and I got the fossilized spine. It's the only place that you're able to get it. I donated that. I somehow forgot about this walnut up here, and then these two up here. I also brought my copper pan here because you needed to get one of the bone items for the museum. This is my first time using it in this playthrough, and I got an item I've never gotten before, the lucky ring. I go into the volcano dungeon, I get a couple golden walnuts. I get 3 dragon teeth in one place, which is huge because we need these for a few endgame crafts. On this run of the volcano dungeon, I get 5 more golden walnuts, which is crazy, but I do end up passing out on floor 9, which is what I get for being so lucky. The next day I go home to the valley, and it's a new week so I can give gifts out to everybody. All of my starfruit and rhubarb are done in the greenhouse. I finally fish up the 20th piece of trash for Linus. I dig up the ornamental fan artifact, and with all the money from the starfruit, I buy even more starfruit. I put all the trash into this recycling bin for Linus, and I go to sleep knowing I had a really good day. I get my prize ticket the next day, and I get a few mystery boxes from the prize machine. I'm eyeballing at Star Drop T on the end there. Back on Ginger Island, I start planting down all of my new starfruit. This is where the actual money is going to start coming in, people. While visiting Leo, I accidentally found a mummified frog. I donate that to the museum guy for another golden walnut, and then I dig up my second fossilized leg, which I also donate. I finally brought my slingshot and slingshot this golden walnut down. That's the only time I will use this whole playthrough. While walking to get this forgotten golden walnut, the night market started in the valley, so I have to go back now. This place is so lively and beautiful. I walk into this submarine attraction, and I pay the guy $1,000 for us to go down to the depths. There are 3 fish I can catch here that I can't catch anywhere else. The spookfish, check. The midnight squid, check. And the blobfish, check. That leaves only 4 fish, people. I go over to watch the mermaid show, and it takes a bit longer than I thought it would, I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a nice time, but when I get out, I realize it's 2 in the morning. So I pass out because I have no money to get home. I go back to Ginger Island to see how close I am to unlocking the walnut room. 57 out of 100. This is like the actual end game room. Once we're inside of there, it's all downhill from there. You'll see. I somehow missed this walnut before. I checked with the parrot again. 700,000 is a lot less bad than it was before. I enchanted my pickaxe at the top of the volcano and I got powerful, which means everything's a bit easier to mine. And tomorrow's the wizard's birthday, so I'm going home. Hi, Natalie. You doing okay? Cool. I gave gifts to everyone in town that I could find and that I had good gifts for. I have to get everyone to 10 hearts, so this has been kind of a grind that I'm not showing much of. And I go to sleep at 2 p.m. because there's nothing left to do today. The next morning, I got my first ever sturgeon roe, which is important for something later. I put it into a preserves jar to start making caviar. It's the 18th of winter, and there's no birthdays for a few more days, so I'm gonna hang at Ginger Island for a while. I somehow missed this golden walnut, so I'm finally able to unlock the resort right here. What happened to my flute block? Why is it gone? That sucks. I'll have to make a new one. But I'm able to fish right here for a golden walnut. I dig one up right here, and I enter the Pirate's Cove. There's a walnut right here, and I fish up my first ever stingray. 3 fish to go, people. In the bone zone, I dig up the prehistoric skull. That's a big one. And I pan up 2 artifact troves. This is our first time seeing this item, but they're so important for artifacts. I'm grinding it out in the volcano dungeon again, and I get a walnut, and I hit the hay around 12:40. I get what I think is the last walnut from these shell rocks, and I get my first gem bird, which is part of this puzzle room that I showed you earlier. I head home because there's a few things I have to do on my farm. I get 1 more caviar started before I take all of my sturgeon out of my fish pond and put my stingray there instead. They're gonna generate dragon teeth for us. I need to break open these artifact troves, but Clint is at the resort on Ginger Island. Oh my god, he shouldn't be allowed to just go off work on a Friday. I hit the mines because I need more fiber to craft another flute block, and I do, and I take the rest of the day to fish in the ocean for for a quest I have for Demetrius. I do that, I make 1500 gold, and I use the prize ticket to get one step closer to the star drop tea. Good morning, husband. Sorry I've been gone. In my greenhouse, my first ancient fruit is ready, so I put it directly in the seed maker to make even more. I'm gonna do this off screen a lot until we have 1,000 of them. It's Evelyn's birthday, so I give her a pearl and I get the popular achievement for having a 5-heart friendship with 20 people. Clint's finally in, so I break open my artifact troves and get the treasure appraisal guide. I read it right there in front of him. I'm so excited. I donate all of my artifacts to the museum, and like in Lost Season 4, I have to go back to the island. I have enough walnuts to unlock the mailbox here, so I do that. And I realize that you get 5 golden walnuts just from harvesting crops, so I just start planting mixed seeds down here. Look at everyone enjoying the resort. Hey Abigail, what's up Penny? How you doing? Now that I have 2 gems here in the puzzle room, I'm just gonna use 2 of my own gems to randomly place until I get it correct. And I do it, which unlocks 5 golden walnuts immediately, which is crazy. Back in the bone zone, I get my least favorite hat in the game. Look how ugly this hat is. Does anyone like this hat? I hit up the Pirates Cove at 8 p.m. on an even numbered day, and there are pirates here. I played darts with one of them 3 times and get 3 golden walnuts for winning. On the next day, my garlic, melon, and wheat are all done, so I go talk to the frog about it. And he looks at all of them and tells me, yes, this is it. This is what I need. This guy just gave me 15 golden walnuts. And because it's raining, this mermaid's on this rock, and I can use the flute block to click as many times as the pebbles are on the ground and unlock 5 more golden walnuts. I just got 20 golden walnuts. I go to check the walnut room, and 93 out of 100. We're so close. I somehow missed this one behind this tree, and I'm able to build this warp back to my main island. That's going to be super useful for the rest of the playthrough. At the bone zone, I get another artifact trove and golden animal cracker. In the dungeon, I get another journal scrap, which is one with a hidden item in the dirt, which is always fun. And here on level 5 of the dungeon, there's a walnut in this barrel, and I reach a new level of understanding already. That was so quick. I pay this guy for the exit shortcut, and on level 9 of the dungeon, I get my favorite ring of the game, the hot Java ring, which gives you coffee for killing enemies. At the top of the dungeon, I combine that with my lucky ring, and I made the best ring in the game, the lucky hot Java ring, patent pending. I go home, placing my new pineapple seeds on the way, and I go to sleep. I head back to the valley, grab my first caviar, and I pan here in the river for another artifact trove. I end up taking a quest to get 80 hardwood for Robin. That should be easy. And I break open my artifact troves, getting nothing new, unfortunately. Back on the farm, I got to work grabbing as much hardwood as I can. I had these trees planted, which were very useful. I cut down all of the stumps that I could before I had to go to sleep for the night. First thing in the morning, though, I got the rest of the hardwood I needed. I maxed out Marnie's friendship with the diamond. It turns out it's her best friend. And it's Leah's birthday, so I got her to 8 hearts. And then she showed up outside of my door and gave me a sculpture she made for me. Leah, this is great. I'm a married man, Leah. I went to the mastery cave and chose the combat upgrade because I want to unlock trinkets. I dropped all the hardwood at Robin's and I made 2,000 gold in the process. I then used my 1 warp totem to the desert and I dug up a snake vertebrae and 2 artifact troves. I went up and shook this tree and got my first golden coconut, which is huge. And I donated the last snake vertebrae I'll ever need to for 3 golden walnuts and a mango sapling. I planted my mango sapling and I checked out the walnut room. 99 out of 100. And the golden coconut guarantees a walnut. So we're going to be in there soon, ladies and gentlemen. The next day I grabbed this prize ticket and I grabbed this book that I have no interest in reading. I want that star drop tea. I crack open the golden coconut and I get the last golden walnut I'll need to enter the walnut room. I also finally managed to smoke a chub for the raccoon quest. And then I finally enter the walnut room where Mr. Key is waiting on me. So on the far right is our perfection tracker. 33% of the way there. I thought we'd be doing better by now, to be honest. But we're making good progress everywhere. We really are. And this is a shop where I can spend key gems, which I have none of so far. Oh, all the recipes I have to get. I need to get all of these. This guy's been watching the valley, the farm, the whole time. What are you doing? This is like Now You See Me 2. Remember? Remember Now You See Me 2? And then over here, the quests. I have 2 to pick from. 100,000 gold worth of freshly cooked items. 100 of each red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple items. What? I'm gonna pick this one, but spoiler alert, I don't do it. I don't end up doing this one. All right, we'll be back. We'll be back here many times. I warp home and I ship a bunch of things I know I haven't shipped before. The next day I take a closer look at this list of shipped items. This list is huge and I have to do this now. That's when the Feast of the Winter Star began in the town square. All of these events are killing me, man. I walk up, I talk to everyone, there's nothing good in the shop. Willie, though, gave me a surprisingly good gift of 25 warp totems. Alright, Willie, I see you. And then overnight, a witch cursed one of my chickens. Why would you do that? All of my trees in the greenhouse are done now, so I get to have all these fruit. loot. I ship all of them immediately because I have to. The traveling cart has a Shane portrait, which I would love to have, but it's too expensive. 30,000? It barely looks like him. I go to Marnie's and I buy 2 new chickens because I need a brown chicken egg for the shipping achievement. So far, they've all been white. I then go back to Ginger Island where Gus is working at the resort. Thank God, too. There's a recipe here that I always forget about. Tropical curry. That's the only reason this thing was open. I then go back to the valley because it's Clint's birthday and I max out his friendship. The next day, I don't know why I have a blue chicken. I know that happens when you marry Shane, but I've been skipping all of the cutscenes and that's my fault. I'm sorry. My ancient fruit's ready again, so I expand my farm even further, and Haley wants a diamond for a prize ticket, which I need for the Star Drop tea. I then take the rest of the day in the Skull Cavern, where I get a secret note with an old photo of Marty on a farm with Jas, and I get a prehistoric floor, which is completely inhabited by Pepper Rexes and Iridium bats. This is important for the Monster Slayer goal for Pepper Rexes because otherwise they're kind of few and far between. On floor 27 of the Skull Cavern, I got my first ice rod, which is a trinket that freezes your enemies as they come towards you. See, it's not useful. I guess it's holding back these guys pretty well. Also, the only way that I'm able to kill mummies is by blowing them up. Right here, I get a secret note that actually unlocks an artifact that we need to get, so this is pretty useful. Oh no. Oh, stop. Okay, I got them all. We're good. I got a lot of secret notes this run before passing out on 67. I did a bunch of smelting the next morning, and the traveling cart is selling roasted hazelnuts, which I buy for someone we haven't met yet. I give Haley that diamond in exchange for a prize ticket, and I finally get that Star Drop tea I've been talking about. Hell yeah. A ton is ready to harvest on Ginger Island, including my star fruit, which grants me a bunch of golden walnuts. I sell most of everything pretty much immediately. I'm looking to get my bag up again for spring tomorrow. I go and give Leo a carrot, which gets me to 1 heart with him. It's a slow start. And I forgot to unlock this Ginger Island shop, so I do that. There's a lot of important stuff in here, like golden coconuts and recipes that we'll need later. I go to the bone zone to get a bunch of bone fragments, and I get the banana pudding recipe. That's 1 done. I plant a bunch of taro roots and go to bed. Look at all that money. No way. Ladies and gentlemen, year 2, I hit up the walnut room again, and I'm not liking these options for the quests, but I end up going with the 100,000 gold worth of freshly cooked items. I warp home, and a man named Kent introduces himself to me. He's been in the military and just got back. He's married to Jody. Hello. That's 1 more person we have to start giving gifts to. I love how bright this game seems when you move from winter to spring. Everything's so green. I start putting all of my foodstuffs in the fridge because I know I have to start focusing on recipes pretty soon, and I take a quest to kill some grubs for Clint. I make sure to wait until Kent is watching and give Jody a gift that she loves, getting the beloved farmer achievement for reaching a 10-heart friendship with 8 people. I now finally have a use for the war memento that I got from Birdie all that time ago. Kent sees it and he hands me a gourmet tomato salt, which I bring to Gus, and he hands me a Stardew Valley rose, which I give to Sandy, and she gives me the advanced TV remote, and I buy a bunch of starfruit seeds. I give George the advanced TV remote, and he gives me the Arctic shard. I give that to the wizard, and he gives me the wiggling worm. I give that to Willie, and he gives me the pirate's locket. This is a huge move for us, you guys. Back on Ginger Island, everything's looking good. I expand my farm so I can plant all my starfruit seeds. Our bag is about to be as up as it's ever been, and I give Birdie this locket, which she hasn't seen in years. It's his. You can take these too. And she gives me 5 golden walnuts. Thank you, Birdie. I go up to the shop and I trade 20 coconuts for 2 golden ones, and I warp home to go to sleep. I take today to kill as many grubs as I can. It's really satisfying that these are a 1-hit kill, and they're usually in groups of like 3 to 4. I just like that sound. Alright, we got them all. 6,000 gold for that. Thank you, Clint. All of my stingrays want cinder shards, so you know I hit that up. And overnight, Joja Mart was hit by lightning, and the doors kind of opened. That's gonna be something fun. Spring the 4th is Kent's birthday, which I've been planning for. I've been totally neglecting my chickens. My bad, guys. None of them are brown again, so I sell one, hoping to buy a brown one soon. My raccoon neighbors want some more stuff. I'll have to work on that soon. I'm doing a really good job in terms of friendship with everybody. I'm excited to get this behind me. I buy a new chicken, and I buy the animal catalog from Marnie so I can use her shop when she's not around. I go to Kent, and I give him his favorite roasted walnuts for his birthday, as well as the Star Drop tea, so he's immediately on 6 hearts. It's like I didn't meet him 3 days ago. I broke open 22 Omni Geodes and got nothing new. Big disappointment. It's about time I go for the most legendary fish in the game, the Legend, and my Statue of Blessings blessed me with easy fishing catches. So it's a hilariously easy legendary fish catch, the Legend, which goes for 12,500 gold, which is crazy. I put it in the smoker, and now it's worth 35,000 for 1 fish. That's insane. I'm so excited, I go to sleep immediately just to watch that number go up. The next day, I spent all day in a skull cavern, and the most notable thing to happen is I got my dinosaur egg. I also got lots of iridium, which is important, and I ended up passing out on floor 70. I put my dinosaur egg egg into my incubator. We'll have a dinosaur soon. Back on Ginger Island, a bunch of stuff is ready. I farm everything up, and I start fishing, hoping to catch an octopus, which I didn't have that much luck in, but I did get the prehistoric tool. That's one of those annoying artifacts that you forget about. I fished all day long, and I went home to make some fish smokers to see how much profit I could get by doing that. I spent a lot of time going back and forth, popping all my fish into the smokers. It's the mayor's birthday, so I max him out. Hell yeah. I max George out with a leek. I buy a mango wine at the resort from Gus, and then I pan up the fossilized tail at the Ginger Island Bone Zone. That just leaves one more item to donate to this museum, and I actually have it at my place, but I forgot about it. I think it was in a golden coconut or something. I go to sleep, and I see that smoking all of my fish is actually really good for money. Interesting. An alien capsule spawned on my farm overnight. I'm just gonna break it. It's kind of in my way. I gave a gift to the wizard and maxed him out. I'm so glad I don't have to come all the way over here anymore. I maxed Emily out with a cloth. I maxed out Krobus with a void egg. I'm schmoovin'. I go to Clint's to break open a golden coconut and get a banana sapling. I go back to Ginger Island and give Leo a prismatic shard, getting him to 2 hearts. I put this last item into the bone museum, which is the last time I'll ever have to talk to this Professor Snail person, and he tells me how to craft the ostrich incubator, which is important. And you also get 6 golden walnuts and a banana sapling. Now I have 2 of those. I plant one on Ginger Island, and then I go to the walnut room to pick another quest. The keys crop quest is so daunting to me. I've hidden key beans throughout the world. Find them, grow them, propagate them, and ship 500 key fruit within the time limit. 3 weeks. Okay, 100 key gems? That's really worth it. That's really good. So I start chopping down trees. I got a key bean here. I got a key bean there. By the end of the day, I only have 6 key beans. That's not that many. I take the night to keep farming these, and I reach a new level of understanding. I go to the mastery cave and I unlock the fishing mastery because golden fishing chests should be really good for key fruit. The next day I go basically all in trying to get these key fruit. I'm planning my farm for later. I need 500 of these guys. I make new seed makers. This is about to be really annoying. I start fishing trying to get key beans. I get 2 here. By the end of the day, I only have 14 new key beans. I don't know if this is gonna happen. I spend all day fishing. I get my first golden fishing chest, which is cool, but I only get 1 key bean in it and a bunch of random stuff I don't need. By the end of this day, 16 key beans. I guess it's gonna multiply. I don't know, man. I'm getting kind of worried here. I go to sleep and I get 2 key beans here. I get 1 more here. 1 more here. I start chopping down trees. I'm so desperate for these things. 4 in this chest. This is kind of crazy, the amount of loot in this chest. I get a rare disc here. It's an important artifact. I needed that one. I get 4 here and 5 fairy dust, which we haven't even seen yet in this game. That's a very cool item to get right now. This one is insane. 4 iridium bars, 4 fairy dust, a golden graham cracker. What? I end today with 23 key beans. That's way better. The next day I'm able to harvest my first key fruit. I put them all into seed makers immediately and multiply my yield. The next day, same thing, but it's the Stardew Valley Fair. I buy a bunch of strawberry seeds while I'm here, and I absolutely crush the egg festival again, winning a prize ticket this time. It's Haley's birthday, so I max out her friendship with the coconut, and I buy a ton of speed grow from Pierre. This is going to be so useful for this. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but I need to go to Ginger Island and take all of my iridium sprinklers. This is more important than my starfruit right now. I work on that farm all night long until everything is ready for when I have more key beans. I place down my scarecrows, I harvest more key fruit, I place them into seed makers, and I plant more beans. All of my stingrays want a dragon tooth. You can have my dragon teeth. You're going to produce more. I end up going to the skull cavern because it's the desert festival. Oh my god, all these events are killing me. Okay, it's kind of cool though. Everyone has little shops. There are challenges with calico eggs you can have. Marlon has a challenge to get 15 pieces of iridium ore. That should be easy. I'm going to do it just in good fun. I'm also getting key beans while I'm here, which is double useful. I very quickly get the 15 iridium ore and I get more calico eggs for that. I'm getting hella key beans while I'm here, and I make it home with 13 to add to my farm. The next day I expand even further. I go back to the desert festival and I realize I have to buy this warp totem for my crafting recipes. 10 iridium bars, that's nothing. This time Marlon wants me to reach level 30 of the skull cavern. That's an easy one. This moment's just crazy. I don't have to include this, but I killed like 8 mummies at once. I like that noise. I reached level 30 pretty quickly and got 50 calico eggs. I continue on getting more key beans and I reach the monster slayer goal for the rock crabs. I go down and Alex is selling something called the magic hair gel. Your hair shimmers with all the colors of a prismatic shard. 100 calico eggs? I think I want that. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. How do I look? Whoa. I had to lose the frog hat, but I think this is worth it. I think this is my new look. On day 3 of the desert festival, Marlon wants me to collect 15 pieces of iridium again, so I do that real quick, getting a bunch of beans while doing it. it. I get another secret note with an important hint on it. You always love to see those. And I actually call it quits early from this challenge because there's no real reason I'm going for calico eggs right now. I need to focus on bean making. Spring 18 is a great day for key fruit. I get some of these giant ones. They look hilarious. I end up with over 100 fruit from here, and I turn them all back into beans, and my farm is bigger than ever. Same thing the next morning, hella key fruit to harvest. I plant it all back down. I even have to add more sprinklers, and then I sleep for 4 days in a row to get all of it to grow at once. This is a big harvest day for my key fruit, ladies and gentlemen. I go a bit overboard. I just needed 500 of these guys. I end up with 589, and I'm honestly just relieved that this is over. I put all of my seed makers back into my greenhouse, and I make a bunch more ancient fruit. I go back to Ginger Island, and luckily it rained a few days while I was gone, so all of my star fruit is done growing. I harvest all of that up. You know I love that sound. And I'm able to place back down all of my iridium sprinklers, planning for the biggest farm this world has ever seen. I plant all the strawberry seeds I got from the fair, and this farm is about to make me an amount of money I don't even know how to count to. I ship all of my key fruit and most of my star fruit, and I make 100 key gems and the most amount of gold I've made in one evening. Almost 250,000. I wake up having gotten the millionaire achievement, and I go to the walnut room to spend all of my key gems. I buy Pierre's missing stock list, which is going to be very useful soon, as well as the key to the town and a bunch of magic bait, which lets me catch fish from any season. I also buy the magic bait recipe. I didn't even realize how much 100 key gems would get me. I go home and my dinosaur hatched, and I realized I haven't been here in a while. I'm sorry, guys. Also, hello, it's the flower dance. I get to make up for my loss last year and buy this rare crow. I also have a quick dance with Shane. Hi, Shane. The next day, I hit up the oasis and I spend 50,000 gold on starfruit seeds. I then bring Pierre his missing stock list, which allows him to sell things that are out of season to me. I plant most of my starfruit on Ginger Island, and I take another key quest that I don't think I'm gonna finish. The next day, I realize I'm not good at math. This is embarrassing. I'm sorry that you had to see this. My mango tree is now bearing fruit, and that's one of Leo's loved items, so I gift that to him. I have to sell 2 more chickens because I need a brown one. I head to Marnie's and I buy a few auto grabbers, which is gonna collect the milk and eggs from my barn and coop respectively. I also buy those 2 replacement chickens. I name this one Lily and this one Jordan. While I'm here, I'm gonna buy a second pig and name it Susan. It's Pierre's birthday, so I give him some fried calamari and max out his friendship. Now I'm gonna put this magic bait to use. There are 2 fish I have to catch. One of them is here in the lake by Leah's house, the Dorado, that's one. And the last one, apparently the hardest in the game to catch, the octopus. I buy a cork bobber from Willie to up my chances. I eat a trout soup to increase my fishing level to above 10, and I get to work one more time on this octopus. Oh, whoa, oh. Oh, I got him. Hell yeah, master angler. That's what I'm talking about. Every fish in the game. I place my auto grabbers in my coop and barn. I admire all of the fish that I've caught. Damn, that looks good. And I go and take a look at the Adventurer's Guild to see how far I've come in my Monster Slayer goals. I still have a lot of work to do here. The next morning, I wake up to a letter from Willie giving me a star drop. Thank you, Willie. What flavor is it? I max out my friendship with Caroline, and then I start buying every crop I'll need for 2 big achievements in this game. Thanks to my key to the town, I'm able to access the Ginger Island boat while Willie's shop is closed. I start planting all of my crops there, but I don't have much room. I make a point to fix my issue with this farm because I'm not going to do that every day. I haven't unlocked this teleportation system. I'm not really going to use it, but I might as well unlock it. I was curious about what golden walnuts I've missed so far, so I talked to the parrot, and there are some locked behind some journal scraps. I combine my immunity band with a crab shell ring here. You never know. And I finally make my way through the volcano dungeon, knowing I'll buy the Diamond Hunter book on the inside. Check my Goodreads for my review. I realized I have more room in my greenhouse, so I start planting stuff in there too. I plant my parsnips, my garlic, and my bok choy in there. Happy summer, y'all. Summer year 2. Let's do this. I go ahead and plant all my summer seeds, my peppers, my corn, my melons, my tomatoes, my red cabbage, and my radishes. I also realized that I still have no brown eggs, so I sell Lily and Jordan. I'm sorry, guys. I've got 43 Omni Geodes, and I still need a few gems for the museum. The obsidian is new. That's great. So is the ocean stone. Hello. And then I get the ghost crystal. I'm on a roll here. I donate these to the museum, and that ended up being all of them. I've got all of the gems I need. I'm still like only halfway done with the artifacts though. Walking past the board, I take up this island ingredients quest. I have to grow 100 taro roots, which I need to grow on Ginger Island, but I have to do it for a crafting recipe. I've been hung up on this before in a different playthrough. I maxed out my friendship with Evelyn, and I gather all of the taro roots I have, which is 25. Hopefully I can find more tomorrow. The next day I have my first sizable harvest of ancient fruit in my greenhouse, and it's Vincent's birthday, so so I max him out. It's weird being besties with a toddler, but okay. I maxed out my friendship with Harvey, and I go to the walnut room to look at these quests. The skull cavern has been invaded by powerful monsters, make it to level 100 in one piece. While in the bone zone, I realized I haven't gotten this golden walnut, and then at the shop, I traded all of my bone fragments for taro tubers. I still only have 34 of these. That's when I find some taro roots in my chest over here, and I pour those into my seed makers to turn them back into taro roots. Now I've got 77, that's closer. On the third, most of everything is done in the greenhouse. My parsnips, my garlic, and my bok choy. I take all of that in, and I make sure to ship 15 of each. The rest go towards recipes. It's Elliot's birthday, so I max him out with the pomegranate. Back on Ginger Island, a bunch of my strawberries are done, and I reach a new level of understanding. I take a look at my journal scraps, and I think there's a golden walnut around here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Back at home, I make a dinosaur mayonnaise for something fun. I plant a whole bunch more in my greenhouse, and I start gathering items that I've been collecting for a very long time. I take all of these to the defunct Jojamart, and I enter, and what's this? A bundle. Abandoned Jojamart bundle. They just want a bunch of really cool stuff, I see. I donate everything, and I have to wait for either a prismatic shard or 5 golden ancient fruit. We'll see. I have to lock into this taro root quest, so I hit the mines to get as many bone fragments as I can. And while doing so, I completed the monster slayer goal for skeletons. That's easy work. I haven't shown you guys, but I turned my crystallariums into jade machines. This will be important for later because we can trade these for staircases to get deep into the skull caverns. The next day, believe it or not, none of my new chickens are brown, so I sell them. I go down to the mastery cave and I pick the foraging mastery because I want treasure totems. These are gonna help us get artifacts. I buy some more chickens. It's Jass's birthday, so I max out friendship with her. I trade all of my bones for taro tubers and I have exactly 100. Let's lock in. Most of my strawberries are ready, so I hit that up big time. I break 100 of them and I plant all of my taro tubers there. This is more important. I made some good money from my strawberries, but that's only a fraction of what we'll see soon. Summer 5, we get our first dragon tooth from my stingray pond. This is why this is here. These are so useful and annoying to get. I hit up the traveling cart and I buy a salmon dinner because Alex's birthday is soon, and that's one of his loved items. The wizard wanted me to kill some ghosts for him, so I did, and I got a prize ticket for it. I bought a bunch of mini fridges to expand my recipe operation. If I put all of my ingredients into all of my fridges, I should be able to access everything from my stove. We're gonna really tackle this soon. You guys get ready. I chopped down a bunch of trees and I'm able to craft 2 mystic tree seeds. I plant those on my farm and begin waiting. Another dragon tooth from my stingray pond. This is crazy. My raccoon neighbors wanted a few things. I gave it to them, and they gave me the Raccoon Journal, a book I haven't read before. Instant classic. I have 2 prize tickets, so I get 8 Omni Geodes and 4 kegs. On my way home, I dig up a prehistoric hand axe, an artifact I haven't donated yet. I head to Clint's to break open a few things. I get a golden helmet hat, which I don't like, and I open up my first 5 golden mystery boxes. Some notable items I got are seeds, a treasure chest, and a peach sapling. I accidentally put on the golden helmet and haven't noticed yet. Don't get used to it. I'm going to bed early because tomorrow I'm hitting the hard mode skull cavern. All my radishes are done, so I hit that up. I learned from the psychic on TV that I have good luck today, which is a good omen. I head over to the island trader where I can trade my jades for staircases, which is going to make this way easier for me. The hard mode caverns don't look insane just yet, and oh my god, what's that? Get away from me. Stop it. The only 2 things I'm interested in doing is getting to level 100 and gathering as many of these radioactive ores as I can. That's something exclusive to the hard mode versions of the mines. Oh no. I didn't realize you were able to just get key gems in the wild like this. Hell yeah. The quest to get to floor 100 is crazy but possible. I came prepared. I kill a bunch of mummies again, which is always fun. I hate mummies. Floor 87, I've got an auto petter, which I've never gotten before in game, but I know how valuable they are. They're gonna pet my pets for me. Floor 95, I finally get that prismatic shard I need for the Jojamart bundle, and I finally make it to floor 100 where Mr. Key is waiting for me. I also get a big help, which is funny, and then he makes me drink this milk, which increases my HP by 25. So a big help is the achievement for completing 40 help wanted quests, and that just so happened to be my 40th, and I'm happy this is over because this achievement is one of the most annoying ones to get to if you haven't been paying attention to it. I keep going because the deeper you go, the better the loot is. I still need iridium, and I want as much radioactive ore as I can get. And I just killed the last mummy I'll ever have to. That's crazy. I call it quits at 10:30 and I place my new auto petter in my barn. I hit up the Jojamart and I put my prismatic shard in the bundle, and I get told this Junimo's whole life story. I don't have time for this. He exploded. Why did he explode like that? Something good will happen soon. Okay. That cavern run ended up being so lucrative for us. We have so much iridium now. All my amaranth is done. My banana tree is yielding fruit. I'm able to smelt my first radioactive ingots, which is crazy. And I maxed out Gus's friendship with a diamond on his birthday. Back on Ginger Island, a lot of my strawberries are done, my potatoes are done. I plant all my cauliflower and I have to choose another key quest. I go for the Key's Cuisine quest to ship 100,000 gold worth of freshly cooked items. With my new key gems, I buy the heavy tapper recipe followed by the deluxe fertilizer recipe. Back on Ginger Island, I place a banana here and I'm visited by a gorilla who thanks me and gives me 5 golden walnuts. Thanks, dude. I wake up the next day and all my star fruit are finally ready. After harvesting all of these, I'm able to plant the rest of my seeds. I head home where I'm able to start confidently placing my ancient fruit seeds. And I have a lot of these now. I've been stockpiling. I get my first 2 radioactive bars. I max up my friendship with Maru on her birthday. And I max out with Abigail and Willie on the same day. I track down a bunch of items I haven't shipped yet and I ship them. And the next day, I make a bunch of money from all the star fruit and miscellaneous items I shipped. I craft a few tea saplings, which is going to yield a few items for us to ship, and I place them here. The next day, I finally check out what happened to Jojamart, and it's a movie theater. Hello. I go to the bookseller with my newfound riches, and I buy one of everything I haven't read before. Way of the Wind Part 1, Horse the Book, Old Slitherlegs, The Queen of Sauce Cookbook, and I read all of them right in front of the merchant, like I had nothing better to do. Now I can run faster, and I know 14 more recipes. Very soon, I'll have this whole tab filled out. I'm excited. I max out Sam with a cactus fruit. I dig up an anchor on the beach, and I donate it to the museum immediately. Now that I'm doing this Key's Cuisine quest, I should probably start cooking. I make a moss soup. I make crab cakes. I make tropical curry, getting me the cook achievement. Squid ink ravioli, escargot, fish stew, bruschetta, pepper poppers, spaghetti, getting me the sous chef achievement. That's not even half of what I cooked, and I'm still not even close to 100,000 gold's worth of food. Feeling demotivated, I bring a rabbit's foot around to this truck, and I get a special charm, which increases my luck permanently. The next day is Alex's birthday, and I max him out with that salmon dinner, and I find out that you can buy a bunch of wheat flour and turn it into bread for this quest, so that's what I do. It was kind of a lot of money, but I think it was worth it. I ship all of that, plus a few new recipes. I go to the oasis, and I buy a whole bunch more star fruit. You know the drill. I plant all of that back on Ginger Island, getting to the point where planting is what's taking a lot of my time. And overnight, I make 20 new key gems from shipping 100,000 gold's worth of food. The next morning, all my taro roots are done, so I can complete that quest too. I ship all of those and should see results in the morning. I plant the rest of my star fruit and a bunch of ancient fruit in its place. I realize that you can trade golden walnuts for 2 key gems, so I do that with all of what I have left, and I buy the hyper speed grow recipe. I'm almost done buying these. All of my artichokes are done back in my greenhouse, and I choose to spend the rest of the day in the skull cavern. I end up completing the monster slayer goal for serpents, which is going to unlock something really useful for us at the Adventurers Guild. I actually change my plan and go home, where I realize that one of my mystic trees is done growing, so I craft a heavy tapper, put it on the mystic tree, and use my fairy dust to expedite the process, giving me a ton of mystic syrup immediately. I ship one of them for the shipping goal, and I craft as many treasure totems as I can. 2. I'm going to use these to get all of my artifacts done. This is going to be amazing for this. I take a look at my secret notes and go ahead and make my way over to that artifact spot so I can grab the strange doll. The next day is the green rain day, which means we get to get more moss, which means more treasure totems. I spent most of the day getting as much moss as possible, and I'm able to craft 6 more treasure totems. So I go to the desert and I use one, spawning 16 artifact spots around me. I mine those up and immediately get a palm fossil. That's a new one for us. Get a bunch of clay, some stone, some more clay, some more clay with a golden relic, which I already have, and mixed seeds. I go over here and I do one more. Got the golden mask, that's new, and then I get a bunch more nothing. I do, however, go ahead and grab this from another secret note, another strange doll. I'm not mad at the yield, that's pretty good. 5 more items is more than we had yesterday. That leaves only 6 more for us to get. We can do this. The wizard is asking us to get prismatic jelly for him. I can do that, it's easy. I used my prize ticket to get 5 diamonds, and I see another star drop tea in the machine. We need this to give to Leo. His birthday is so soon. I use a treasure totem here, and I get to work mining. Nothing. I use a treasure totem right here, and I start digging things up. A bunch of nothing. A lot of omni geodes, but really nothing else of use. Back in the walnut room, I pick Key's Cuisine again because I know the life hack for it, and the next day I try a totem right here again, and I think the game is laughing at me because I got a star helmet again. I did dig up an ancient sword, that's new, amazing, but nothing else really. With all of my omni geodes, I realized that I can trade these for artifact troves at the desert trader, so I do that. I go to Clint's to break them open, and I get the elvish jewelry. That's another one we don't have. I open another, I get the dwarf gadget. That's huge. That's 3 that we didn't have before. 3 more left. I place a totem here again. I get to digging. There it is, the prehistoric scalpula. Thank you so much. I go here, where apparently the skeletal hand is pretty common. I have 2 totems left. Make this worth it. I place it here. That was horrible. There's 2 2 spots. Coal. Mixed seeds. Are you kidding me? I have one more chance of this. Alright, 3, 1, coal. 2, the skeletal hand. Thank you so much. I donate the scapula and the skeletal hand. The only thing left to donate is the dinosaur egg, which I just have to wait for because I have a dinosaur. I go over to max my friendship out with the dwarf, and I manage to kill the prismatic slime, getting me that prismatic jelly for the wizard. I buy a bunch of wheat flour for the Key's Cuisine quest. I bring the jelly to the wizard. I make all of that bread, ship all of the bread, as well as everything else I don't need. Then I wake up to 20 more key gems. Thank you so much. For doing that quest, the wizard grants me the Monster Musk crafting recipe, which is going to be hella useful for us to get perfection. I walk into the coop and the dinosaur egg is here, as well as brown eggs. We finally have a brown chicken. A bunch of ancient fruit are done. I put those into the seed makers. I buy a bunch of speed grow to put on Ginger Island, and I use my prize ticket to get one step closer to that star drop tea for Leo. Back on Ginger Island, all my strawberries are done. I dig those up and reach a new level of understanding. Things are rolling here. Slowly, I'm replacing all of my strawberries with ancient fruit. This is the real money maker in this game. I go back to the mastery cave and I get the mining mastery. All the candles light up and my grandfather pats my shoulder. Don't do that, you're a ghost. With my mining mastery, I turn 2 of my furnaces into heavy furnaces to get more bang for my buck. It turns less ore into more ingots for less coal. That's amazing. I also make the statue of the Dwarf King, which gets me mining related powers every day, like better chances at finding ladders or greater chances to find coal. I go to the museum and I donate the last item, and I get the achievement a complete collection. Thank you for your business, Gunther. I appreciate it. He gives me a star drop, the last one of the playthrough. Gunther, thank you. And it tastes like chocolate milk. Gunther, that's my favorite. How did you know? I hit up the Adventurers Guild because I want the napalm ring. When you defeat an enemy, they explode. I'm in town again and Haley wants a flounder for a prize ticket. Yes, ma'am. I catch that flounder and I take it to Haley and she gives me the prize ticket. I go to Lewis's to get the magic rock candy, and now 1 prize ticket stands between me and that star drop tea. And Leo's birthday is in 6 days. I realize I still have to ship beets and rhubarb, so I replace some of my strawberries on Ginger Island with those. I go up to the forge on the volcano dungeon and combine the napalm ring with the vampire ring, which means we're prepared to go full Skull Cavern mode. The next morning, I eat a magic rock candy and I go all in. I'm killing mobs, I'm getting gold. I kill the last slime I have to, that's 1,000 of them. After a pretty okay run, I leave the Skull Cavern, but I enable hard mode for the next time I go there. I woke up the next morning feeling like Walter White because it was time to cook. I made cheese cauliflower, glazed yams, fried mushrooms, super meal, artichoke dip, stir fry, fiddlehead risotto, and I was still hungry after that. So I made rice pudding, parsnip soup, I made a radish salad, and then I think I'll just take the check, please. That'll be all. I hit up the saloon because I know there's a recipe I have to buy there, triple shot espresso, and then I took a look at what all I've cooked so far. Maybe about half. I went over to Robin's and I bought all the recipes I could. There were a lot of them. They're kind of annoying to get. I bought a bed by accident while doing it. Everything's going wrong. I also bought a workbench from Robin and invented the crafting pod. From this one space, I should be able to access all of the items I have and craft everything that I can. This is how I'm going to keep track of how I've crafted every item. I start crafting everything. The wood fence, the stone fence, the iron fence. I'm not going to list all these as I do it. It's going to get annoying. But I crafted everything, just know it. Damn, there's a lot more items than I remembered. It's okay. When I was tired of doing that, I went back to Ginger Island and I got all my cauliflower. I went to check the perfection tracker and we're at 68%, ladies and gentlemen. I went to Pierre and I bought a bunch of wheat flour. I bought poppies. I bought jazz. I got a bunch of crayfish for my crab pots. I got mussels from my other crab pots. I fished up a flounder. I cooked the chocolate cake. I cooked the pink cake. I cooked the rhubarb pie and the cookies. I cooked more, but I'm not going to name all of them. The traveling cart was selling brown large eggs, which I need for shipping and I've been waiting on, so I bought one. I caught a rainbow trout. I caught a sunfish. I caught a salmon. I caught an eel. I caught a sea cucumber and 2 sardines, a largemouth bass and a midnight carp. And that's not even all the fish I need for recipes. I cooked everything that I could, including a salmon dinner, fried eel, dish of the sea, and even coleslaw against my better judgment. The next day, I take a request to help Willie by getting him 100 bug guts. I go to the Skull Caverns and am overwhelmed by hard mode. Why did I make myself do this? It's while doing this quest that I realized that I'm actually grateful that my sword has the bug killer achievement on it. I got a few secret notes while here. There's only a few more of these to get left. This floor is perfect for my quest. There's more than 25 bugs on this floor alone. To finish off my Skull Cavern run, I completed the monster slayer goal for pepper rexes, which is one of the most tedious ones to do, and I got half of the bug meat I needed before I left. The next day, I went to give a golden animal cracker to one of my cows when I accidentally dropped it in my fish pond. I didn't even know you could do that. It's just a happy accident. This is gonna be really useful for us. I head right back into the skull cavern, so happy that I turned off hard mode. By the end of the day, I was on floor 140. I had 5 prismatic shards and over 160 iridium ore. I was only able to get 70 bug meat for this run, but otherwise it was hugely successful. The next morning, my raccoon neighbors want stuff, so I helped them out, and I got a raccoon hat. How did you get this? I really want to get the rest of the bug meat that I need, so I drink a monster must, which increases spawn rates of monsters, and I hit the skull cavern a 3rd day in a row. And you can tell this thing really worked because bugs were all over the place. Other mobs were too, which is fine, but I was really here for the, oh my god, oh no. Get away, stop it, get away from me, stop it. At around floor 30, I was able to get my 100th bug meat, and I went home and I dropped it by Willie's shop, completing the quest. I took that prize ticket, and I finally got that star drop tea I've been looking at. I was so excited about this that I slept for 2 days to get to Leo's birthday. On summer 26, all of my star fruit is done, and I bring Leo a mango, his favorite, and the star drop tea, maxing out his friendship. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm completely maxed out with everyone in town now. Hello. I take another trip to the walnut room, and I take the danger in the deep quest. The mines in Stardew Valley have completely reset, and they have much harder mobs to get through. I have 3 days to get to the bottom of these mines. I'm finally able to make the lucky lunch, the poppy seed muffin, and the vegetable medley. I get a bunch more starfruit seeds, you guys know the drill. I got a lobster from a crab pot, which I need to make lobster bisque, and I also make my shrimp cocktail for the first time. I get back to Ginger Island, and I plant all of the ancient fruit that I have, along with all of the starfruit that I have. Back at home, I make a bunch of bombs, and I get to smelting all of my iridium. And overnight, the parrots are helping Leo move in. I forgot this happened. I haven't been watching the cutscenes. I have the biggest payday so far, 300,000 gold, and I finally buy the last book that I need, Way of the Wind Part 2, getting me the well-read achievement. Look at all those books I've read. That's crazy. I sleep for one more day because I need to go to the island trader to trade all of my jades for staircases. This is the last day that I can complete this danger in the deep challenge for key gems. So I hit the mines and it's completely reset. I use my bombs to go floor after floor, trying to avoid as many enemies as possible. I do not care for this flying squid guy. I wish he didn't exist. Get away from me. By floor 103, I'm low on health with no food, but luckily there are mushrooms here. Thank you, ConcernedApe. I saved all of my staircases enough to where I can go directly to floor 120, getting the danger in the deep achievement and getting all of the key gems for completing the quest. I go to sleep feeling really good about life, and I wake up to it being fall again in the valley. I turn all of my furnaces into heavy furnaces and get everything smelting. Oh look, Leo and Willie, they're friends. I take a look at the monster eradication goals, and there's only 4 more monsters I have to kill more of. Void spirits, Duggies, dust sprites, and magma sprites. I go down to the mines and immediately kill the last 2 Duggies I need, and then I get to work killing as many dust sprites as I can. I like how they spawn in such big clusters, and I like how they drop coal. At the end of the day, I check my progress, and I'm still 68 away from killing all of them. The next day, I check the quest board, and I think this is the very last one I have to do for a crafting recipe. 100 pieces of bone for Gunther. Back to the mines I go for dust sprites. I was really enjoying myself while doing this. I did it all day long and got pretty close to it, I think. I also have been collecting iron for a few crafting recipes. 2 birds, 1 stone style. The next day, my greenhouse is thriving with ancient fruit. This is, dare I say, huge. I put them all through the seed maker, and I come out the other side with over 80 new ancient fruit seeds. I plant all of these on Ginger Island, looking to get my bag up ASAP LOL. It's a new week, so I can pick a key quest again, and I pick Let's Play a Game to score 50,000 points in Junimo Cart. We haven't talked about this at all, but it's really annoying and I hate it. I buy the hopper recipe and realize there's still 1 more that I have to buy. I catch some carp in the valley. I somehow catch a cooked fish taco. That's weird. I go home and cook a carp surprise. The next day, I'm looking at my achievements and I realize I'm missing something so easy. I need to upgrade my house again. Dear Robin, will you upgrade my house, please? Thank you. I'm back in the mines to kill dust sprites, and I reach the eradication goal fairly quickly. Back on Ginger Island, I'm blowing up the bone zone because I need bones. And then I go back to the valley mines to start killing skeletons. I need 100 bones for Gunther. I get it pretty quickly and I drop it off at the museum. It gives me 3,500 gold for that, and I'm gonna get a crafting recipe in the mail tomorrow. The bone mill. I finally had some spare time, so I bought myself a movie ticket and I went to go see a movie. I got an achievement, 2 thumbs up for seeing a movie. Cool. And I sit down to enjoy the movie. That was pretty good. Check my letterbox for my review. I then did the most annoying quest in the world and sat down for Junimo Cart Endless mode. I have to reach 50,000 points on this thing. and I'm not good at it. I had to cut 25 minutes into the future. I had to turn off all of the music. I had to wait for my cat to go to sleep so I could focus. Here it goes. I just need to make it to the end of this level. Make it past the arrow. Please. I did it. I made it to 50,000. Why is there a slime chasing me? How far can I take this? How far can I take this? Let's do it. All right. That was short-lived. But I did it. I got my key gems. That's all I wanted. That was the worst thing to ever happen to me. I enter the walnut room and I buy the last recipe I'll need from here. The bluegrass starter. I still have to save 120 key gems so I can buy 3 galaxy souls. But I can do that. That's okay. I warp home with a to-do list. I make a blackberry cobbler. I make my bluegrass starter. I make my hyper speed grow. My warrior ring. My life elixir. Dark sign. Challenge bait. Bone mill. Thorn's ring. And that's it for now. But I ended the day with a very clear image of how much there is left to craft. And I'm feeling grateful. I wake up to 2 dragon teeth in my pond. Hell yeah. After that, I'm able to craft the mini forge, the most expensive item in Stardew Valley. I hit up Ginger Island and I catch a tuna so I can make a fish taco. That leaves only 2 recipes. The salad, which I have to wait to get a leek for because I'm stupid, and mango sticky rice. I managed to ship the rest of the crops I need for the polyculture achievement, and it turns out bones are a super useful crafting item which I did not know before this run. It's in everything. I spent some more time in the cave getting bones, and I go home to craft the skull brazier, the iridium band, and the hopper. I wake up the next morning to 2 achievements, living large for upgrading my house and polyculture for shipping all those crops. I got more ancient fruit today and I realized I need garlic for a crafting recipe, so I had that growing. I continue building my ancient fruit empire over my star fruit. I go back to the volcano dungeon and I almost died while entering, but we persevere. I somehow got a golden walnut in here. How do I not already have that? I got 3 dragon teeth at once here. Unheard of. And I just happened to make it to the top when I passed out. I woke up to a bunch of ancient fruit ready to harvest on Ginger Island. Big fruit isn't ready for me to attack their industry. I plant even more of them. This is crazy. I go home to craft the oil of garlic and the ostrich incubator. I realize I need pine tar, so I use some fairy dust on this tapper to get 5 immediately, and I craft the rain totem with that. I believe this leaves only 2 items left to craft, the marble brazier and the farm computer, which I have to break open geodes in order to craft. So we're entering geode territory again. I head over to my raccoon neighbors. I give them some more stuff. I got 5 fairy dust this time. That's cool. I'm here breaking open geodes for either marble or a dwarf gadget when I realized that I can go to Ginger Island with treasure totems and get hella omni geodes. So I bring 8 here and start popping them. Watch this. You guys will like this. Check this out. Yeah. See, if I had this early in the game, this would have been insane. I needed these geodes once upon a time. I'm getting so many golden coconuts too. 86 omni geodes, 14 artifact troves, 15 golden coconuts. What? I didn't realize how good of an idea that was. Oh, I got the dwarf gadget so quickly. Nice. Pretty much immediately get the marble too. That was kind of too quick. I got everything so quickly. I was kind of excited to open those. I went home and I crafted the farm computer and the marble brazier. Oh no. I'm missing a craft. That's when I remembered that I haven't gotten all the rare crows, and you need all 8 of them in order to unlock the crafting recipe for the deluxe scarecrow. I should be able to get the last one I need at the end of fall at the Spirit's Eve festival. I'm up early the next day on Ginger Island, and a bunch of my ancient fruit are ready. I grab those things up, I make more seeds, I expand my empire. I go home to my greenhouse. There's even more ancient fruit. I go to Pierre's, I grab deluxe speed grow. I pour that speed grow all over my crops. We're in good hands here, I promise. The next day, all of my star fruit are done, so I replaced it with ancient fruit. I leave the rest of it though because I don't want to waste the speed grow I have on it. It's key quest time again, so I go with Key's Cuisine. This time I want to see if I can actually cook things. I cook basically everything that I can. I really exhaust my ingredients list. I ship everything counting as I go, and I think I'm only halfway there, so I buy just a little bit of wheat flour, turn that into bread, and ship that along with it. To end the day off, I hit the mines and complete the monster eradication goal for void spirits. This leaves only magma sprites. We're almost there. Overnight, I get more key gems, we love to see it, and I take off my magic hair gel and replace it with an ice rod. This is going to be really useful for killing these magma sprites. Usually their knockback is so annoying to deal with, but this is going to make that way easier for us. I kill a bunch of them. It's really satisfying to see them get stuck in the ice. We made huge headway with the ice rod. You would have thought I was an expert at this game. While killing them, I got another journal scrap, which made me wonder how close we were to having all of those, and we have 2 left. Halfway in, I check this dwarf guy and I realize there's a recipe here. Thank God I checked. I got one more journal scrap here, and it's a very important one. When you dig this spot up, you get an ostrich egg and a golden walnut. I'm so glad I found that. I made it back home, immediately shipped the ostrich egg for the shipping achievement, and the next day crafted the warp totem to the island. I popped that thing pretty quickly to go back to the volcano dungeon. I just have to grind these things out until I've killed all of them. It gets to a point where you lose count. You don't even know how close you are. This magma sprite drops a perfect ice rod. It shoots an orb of ice every 3 seconds and freezes the enemy for 4 seconds. seconds. So it just keeps them in place. Bro can't move. We're halfway through the 13th when I finally kill the last magma sprite I need to. I was in a good mood on my way home, so I paid this parrot 50,000 gold to find the rest of the golden walnuts for me. It's not going to affect my perfection status, so I'm not worried about it. I entered the walnut room to check my status, and we're at 84% of the way. Overnight, we see Morris, who I thought was dead, enjoying the money that I paid him to find the rest of the golden walnuts. I'm so happy with my progress that I start sleeping multiple days in a row, only waking up to see if I have dragon teeth in my fish pond or to harvest ancient fruit out of my greenhouse. I also help out my raccoon neighbors real quick. They give me a fish tank, thanks guys, and I sell all of my ancient fruit at once for the first time. There's no need to make more seeds, we're full. We're about to see some crazy numbers, people. I hit up Ginger Island and I harvest the most ancient fruit I have in one go, selling all of it immediately. It feels so good. Another great payday, fellas. Only a few days later, my tea leaves have finally grown and I'm able to make green tea, and I ship both of those at the same time, waking up to the full shipment achievement. That one is one of the most annoying achievements in the game, and I did it. A few days later, more ancient fruit is ready. I harvest all of it. I take the Danger in the Deep key quest again because it'll be easy. I craft a ton of staircases and I make my way to the mines to finish off this key quest. I still need some radioactive ore, but otherwise I'm going straight down. Very quickly, I finish the quest and go back to the walnut room. I then trade my 8 golden walnuts for 16 key gems, and I buy 2 galaxy souls. I need 1 more of these, and it's the last key gems I'll ever have to get. I'm so grateful I didn't forget about the Spirit's Eve festival. I realize there's a recipe here I have to get. I buy that, and I also get the rare crow I needed. At this point, I start making some serious money, which is good because I'm gonna need it. All of it. Every penny. Knowing I have to make a jack-o'-lantern, I plant a pumpkin in my greenhouse. This is what happens when you start sleeping through days. You forget about things. The next day, it's winter again. Happy winter. My ancient fruit farm is now in full swing. I'm not gonna talk about it every time I harvest, just know I'm doing it every 6 days. I go back to the walnut room and I take the extended family quest. There are 5 new legendary fish that are related to the original ones. The Legend 2, the Glacierfish Jr., the Radioactive Carp, Miss Angler, and the Son of Crimson Fish. Bam, that's all of the key gems I need. I go home and I make my mango sticky rice, and then I go back to the walnut room where I get my last galaxy soul. I use my mini forge at home to put these galaxy souls into my sword, creating the Infinity Blade, the most powerful weapon in the game. I realize I still need this rare crow from the Oasis Casino, and it takes me like 10 minutes, but I finally got lucky enough on slots to buy it. So I wake up the next morning to the crafting recipe for the deluxe scarecrow. I craft it, and something's wrong. Why didn't I get the achievement I wanted? Oh, the jack-o'-lantern. Okay, cool. I craft the jack-o'-lantern, and what the hell? Why haven't I gotten this achievement? I'm missing another craft. My raccoon neighbors want snails and a bullhead. There you go. Every time I do this, they have another baby. There's a huge payday coming up. This is the first full harvest of my ancient fruit Ginger Island. By the end of the playthrough, I'm gonna be so tired of doing this, but you guys won't even notice because I'm gonna edit it so good. This chest is my obelisk chest, which I need for perfection. I realized that I have to upgrade my house again to be able to craft casks. So I do that, I wake up, I have a cellar, and I craft a cask. But nothing happens. Okay guys, for realsies, I realized I haven't gotten this yet. 50 cinder shards, I can do it. I have a whole run in the volcano dungeon. I'm getting as many shards as I possibly can. I get the recipe, I go home, I craft it, and it wasn't it. What is going on? I got it guys. Krobus. He's got recipes. I totally forgot about these. I buy these, I go home, I craft them, and I can't even be mad. That's fine. I realized that I haven't even crafted the anvil. How did I forget the anvil? Thank God. Oh, thank God. I did it. Craftmaster. Hi, raccoon neighbors. I brought you stuff. Take this. I hit the skull caverns just to get the rest of the iridium I'll ever need. I'm pretty sure this is it. I make it all the way to floor 200 with over 300 iridium. I'm very pleased with myself, so I go home. I call it quits. I get everything smelting, and a few days later go to Ginger Island to harvest all of my ancient fruit. At this point, we really are in the home stretch. We just need money and materials for obelisks and the golden clock. The golden clock costs 10 million gold. That's why it's so important that we got this ancient fruit farm going. Back at home, I got 2 more dragon teeth for my stingrays. Thank you. I get all of my crystallariums loaded up with diamonds. I'm being serious about this now. My raccoon neighbors still want stuff from me. Please stop asking me for things. Just take it. I'm going to sleep on the last day of winter of year 2, and my grandfather visits me in a dream. The future of Bread Farm is in your hands now. I had the craziest craziest stream last night. I forgot how bright this game is. I love the color being back. I go under the farm, and Vincent and Jas show me all the bugs underneath the skin of spring onions, which teaches me spring onion mastery. So my special items and powers page is finally full. God, it looks good. On the 7th, I finally get a leek, and I finally make that salad, getting the gourmet chef achievement. Every recipe created, thank God. Now my gameplay is waiting for dragon teeth every day and harvesting ancient fruit every 6 days. I go under my farm, and my raccoon neighbors are finally happy with the amount of stuff I've given them. They have all these babies too, that's cool. After a month of not being here, I come to Ginger Island and I start harvesting. Oh no. This is what happens when you ignore your farm. I fix everything that was broken, and I keep selling all of my fruit. It's the 18th of summer when I finally get the last 2 dragon teeth I need, which means I have everything I need to make all 4 obelisks at once. So I take everything, I make some room for the obelisks, and I see the wizard. I make the earth obelisk, I make the water obelisk, I make the island obelisk, and I make the desert obelisk. This now leaves the golden clock as the only thing in between me and perfection. I bombed the whole farm, everything out, getting every material I can. Yes, I did almost pass out from bombing my farm. Know that I am not messing around here. I bought 300,000 gold worth of stone from Robin for crystallariums, but was only able to craft 6. But that's okay, small loss. I got all of these going with diamonds. I sold absolutely everything I own. Everything in my coop, everything in my barn, everything in my kitchen, everything in my crafting pod. I liquidated all of my assets and got only 700,000 gold. I need 10 million. It's time to farm like I never have before. And I'm not going to test my luck with debris this time. I'm placing path all around my farm, even on the top, even on the sides, even way too far on the bottom because I made too many. Farming is going to become my only personality trait. No one's going to know my name anymore. I'm not going to know my own name. I don't even know of any other foods other than ancient fruit. What makes it so ancient? They look pretty new to me. They're blue. That's a newer color. Blue hasn't been around for that long. I did this for weeks. I did this for months. I bet you haven't even noticed the seasons change because I've been on Ginger Island. I sell thousands of ancient fruit at once here. I go to sleep hoping for the best, but I wake up to the worst. Only 5 million gold. That's half. I've been here for hours. I wake up to the achievement for 10 million gold. That leaves only 1 achievement left. I continue farming. I forget what it even means to farm. I have to pee so badly in real life, but I'm so close to finishing this that I have to ignore it. I am losing my mind. Every cut is a week's worth of time. I sell everything again. I go to sleep just to watch that number rise, and I wake up on the 18th of summer to that beautiful number, 10 million. I warp home. I go to the wizard. I buy the golden clock, and I place it right there. I enter the walnut room. I check the perfection tracker. Why is it 99? Shane. Oh my god, Shane. I forgot about Shane. I was too into farming. I buy 200 pizzas from Gus. I make it my duty to be the best husband in the world and make it up to Shane for being absent all of these months. I wake up every single morning and give him a pizza. I don't care what mood he's in. I don't care what day it is. I don't care if it's his birthday. I don't care if it's my birthday. When one day, you feel it in your heart, somewhere, somehow, Grandpa is beaming with pride. The legacy of Bread Farm is eternal. I think I did it. Listen to the sound of Hans's clops from the ground. A new path before us. The summit. New achievement. Perfection. Hey, Butterboy. Great view, huh? We kiss for the last time. And everyone flies by. We did it. Guys, we did it! Perfection. Holy shit. All the fish go by. All the monsters. Oh, hey, guys. Mr. Key and Grandpa. Oh, they know each other. It's like the ending of Now You See Me Too. Remember Now You See Me Too? I take a second to sit on the bench, but not that long. I have places to be. Look at all these achievements I got. Perfection. Oh, I did it. I enter the walnut room and I get the statue of true perfection. 100% complete. I go to the volcano dungeon for an Easter egg you might not know about. If you've achieved perfection and talked to this monkey, you get this item. It's ConcernedApe, the guy that made the game. Look, I'm him. This is my impression of ConcernedApe. Hey guys, I made this game. Hey, I just got done voiceovering the video. My throat hurts. I've never done it for that long before. If you like the video, like and subscribe like I said at the top. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching all the way through. That's awesome. I don't really make videos like this usually, but I wanted to give a stab at it, for lack of a better term. Comment something if you want to. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.